You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table. Where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little. Get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little. Expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. Get addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want invited. Bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clocking. They don't wanna miss a second of this HT content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn you back until you start try again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Face bookity book. Okay, everyone, please also let me know if you can't hear me okay, or if it ever gets a little bit fuzzy or blurry, because sometimes the StreamYard that some of us YouTubers pay for to do our lives, sometimes they mess up and they be a little blurry, or the sound be a little off. So please let me know at any time if our sound or anything is off. What's up, Carmel Diva? How you doing, love?
Hey.
Hey, what's going on with you?
Girl, I got some things I need to discuss tonight.
Oh, shit, you came in with the topics. Like,
I came in. I got some things I got to get off my chest.
I hope one of them things is one of them things I want to discuss.
I got to say it with my chest.
Oh, shit, say it with your chest. Everybody come on in, hit the like button and the share button, subscribe to the Hood Table if you ain't already subscribed on YouTube, Facebook, IG, and Twitter. Welcome to the chat.
What's taking y'all so long? Why y'all ain't already did that?
Girl, they sometimes be a little bit slow. It's the end of the week. Sometimes we got to remind everybody because they kind of whip by the work week. So we got to remind folks to make sure you like the video when you come into the chat. It's kind of like walking in somebody's house. Be respectful. Say hi to everyone. Hit the like button.
They know that should have been done. That should have been did.
Right. I know somebody done taught y'all some manners. Your mama, your great grandma, your auntie.
You ain't got no home training. Act like you ain't got no home training.
Girl, who you telling? Can you hear me okay though, boo?
I can.
Okay, awesome. Because this StreamYard be tripping sometimes.
And speaking of home training, that's one of the things I wanted to speak about.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I got a phone call a little bit earlier, about an hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
I can't reveal my source just yet, but okay. I got it on good authority that people don't just drop your kids off at the malls, because they doing way more than what you think they are.
Child, let me sip on that. Let me take.
They are unruly. They disrespectful towards the employees, towards security, towards other shoppers, and towards themselves when they come out there acting like that.
Any mall in particular?
Said that they have fights just about every weekend.
Are you referring to the Westroads?
That would be the one.
I knew it.
That would be the one.
Because they ain't doing that shit over there across yonder.
Oh, no, ma'am. They not doing that over there.
Them white folks over there, they ain't having that.
but they come in and I have right now we're kind of trying to work and see if I can get some of the security footage, a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm.
I even tried to go like on TikTok. You know, I don't know what I'm doing on TikTok, so I thought about Snapchat, but I said, "Oh, hold on, wait a minute, that's doing way
Girl,
too much."
I think I got a Snapchats, but I don't have a TikTok yet.
Well, see, at least with TikTok, I can dance and laugh and stuff, but
Right.
Snapchat, I don't know nothing about it. I'm gonna leave that alone. That's for the childrens. That's for the childrens. I
Right.
can't do that one. But yeah, and this is good information because this is from somebody who actually works at the mall who
Okay.
passed this information to me and said that this is a topic that we need to discuss. How I'm gonna say "are" in the broad sense, you know, meaning black children, but not necessarily mine, because
Right.
mine don't go there. And if they did, they know I'd beat their ass if they was acting up. But
Right.
anyway, um, and then
Mm-hmm.
one of them gonna come up behind me and poke me in the back. I'm gonna kick your ass, little boy.
But shoot,
Anyway,
ain't enough. You know how I used to be back in the day. I heard somebody the other day said, "Man, kids just because of the authorities, we just don't spank our kids anymore like we used to back in the day for fear of going to jail." And that's why these kids be out here acting like a plum doggone fool in public because we
I
can't
say
discipline them in
they
private.
gotta be able to dial. Look, nowadays it ain't like the home phone where you could dial the numbers and it would connect automatically. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
be able to hit all three of them digits and send before I finish whooping your ass. So, with that being said, and then you better have it planned out where you gonna stay once I get out of jail.
That's what I used to tell my kids. Where y'all gonna stay? Where y'all gonna go? Because for one thing, if y'all ever get taken away from me, I'ma still be good. Like I always told my kids, I love y'all to death. But if I discipline y'all and y'all call the cops on me, it's a wrap till you turn 18, 19. Okay, it's a wrap. I'm not gonna beg
Like
you
I
to come
said,
back home because I ain't gonna promise not to whoop your ass again. And that's how it is. Okay, so you can go
mhm.
to the foster homes, to whoever else house, and then when you turn 18 you can holler at me if you want to. I always like it was like an understanding in our household. Now don't mean I don't love you, but I ain't gonna
Right.
promise not to whoop you just because you call the cops.
Well, like I tell my kids, I disciplined you because I wanted you to have a sense of respect and authority. And I tell my kids to this day, I am not your damn friend. Period.
Yep. Yep.
I'm your mama. Yeah, we laugh, we play, we joke, we get along well. But when I
Mm-hmm.
say stop, when I'm calling you to do something,
Mm-hmm.
all that friend joking, haha, that's over.
Mm-hmm. It's a
I,
thin
I'm,
line.
I'm
It's a
a
thin line.
very thin.
And I
But
know you and your kids, and me and my kids, and we the same way. We like
yeah,
the jokey ha ha. I'll be like, we do
right,
your mama jokes, your dad. We play
right,
around and have
right.
fun as a family. But I can quickly go from hee hee ha ha to why you ain't wash some dishes like I told you.
Girl,
Don't have me go. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
girl, I know exactly what you're saying. Shit. But you
mhm,
know, first of all, people, everybody that's in a position of authority is not your enemy.
right?
Sometimes they are trying to help your child.
Yeah.
And you are doing your child a grave disservice if you come at it. You gotta look at the whole situation because before you come flying off at the handle.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm gonna tell you this much, we all hear there's his story, her story, and then the truth is in the middle.
Right.
So say your kid get in trouble at the mall,
Mm-hmm.
they only gonna tell you what they want you to know. They only gonna tell you
Exactly.
part of it. Just
Exactly.
like the authorities is probably only gonna tell you a portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have, well, yeah, you gotta have your child's back, but
But you also gotta have discernment, and you gotta know your
thank
child.
you. Thank you. And
Mm-hmm.
you gotta figure out the middle part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my child probably did that. but I know my kid ain't did this.
Right.
And this is not over with. We gonna deal with this when we get in the car, when we get home. Because see, if you let your child get away with it, that's telling them that they can continue with that destructive behavior.
Right.
You know, I've been having fibro problems this week, so my words get jumbled. But they had him disciplinarian problems, and they have problems with authority, and that's not how things work in life.
Well, you know what? Let me say something real quick as far as knowing your kid. You know, I got 2 sons, and I was a single parent. They had their fathers in their life, but I was the main caregiver. And being that they were boys, and I was always trying to keep them from getting uncontrollable, you know what I mean? To where I got to chase them down in the streets, or the police chasing them down in the streets, you know? I always try to keep them from going that route. So I always had them in different activities, but also on top of that, I also had them in like male figured groups. Like they were in like different groups at high school, different men's groups, and you know, different kind of things like that. You know, they always had like somebody to look up to,
a male mentor.
Right. Along with their fathers, they also had, you know, other mentors, you know, to look up to and stuff. But one thing I did from junior high all the way through senior year, with each kid, I made a list of all their teachers. I made sure I had all their email addresses. What I did was every few weeks, at least 2 to 3 times a month, I would send one email to all the teachers for each kid. And I would send the same email. How is my child doing? How are they up with their grades? How are they acting up in class? Is there any problems? Is there anything that you think that I should be notified about? Is there, you know, I would send the same email. Like the kids would go so sick of me doing that shit because the teachers would be out the blue. I got an email from your mama. Don't have to talk to your mama. You know, so it was like, when I say you should know your kids, part of knowing your kids is also having a close relationship with their teachers. So if I'm receiving the same feedback over and over and over and over and over and again from all the teachers, you know what I mean? It's either they good, they bad, they behind on their work, they pass it, you know, that's one way.
Right.
Because you can't know your kids without knowing how they act, like how they really act when they out of your sight.
Right.
Right. So, and that's why if you were to call and tell me out the blue, your son did this, the other one did this, from me having such a knowledge of their behavior, like from day to day, I can tell you straight up, yeah, AD, yep. I bet you he did do that shit, and I'm gonna handle him when he get home. And then there's certain things, like you said, you be like, nah, that probably was a homeboy who did that shit, you know? But
right.
You have to have a close relationship with every single teacher that they have, not just 3-4 months when it's time to get the report cards, but on a weekly basis, a bi-weekly basis.
See, now about that, see, when I go, I do kind of like you. I make sure that when I go, I want the teachers to know, I understand that you have a hard job. And my child is not the only child that you have to deal with. And I know that I'm not the only parent that you have to deal with. So I want them to know that they do have my support.
Exactly.
To a certain degree. To a certain degree. I'm still going to have my kids back.
Right.
So, but what I tell them is, here is my phone number. Here is my email. Call me, text me, email me with any issues, whether it's homework or whether it's behavioral. You call me and let me know. And if it's something that's behavioral, I can work on that at home.
Yeah.
And we won't have that problem again. Please believe me. If it's something with homework where, you know, they may be falling behind, let me know so I can take the appropriate steps to find them the right help to help them to do better. And so far with most of my kids as teachers, we've done well. Last year, the year didn't start out right because it was my daughter's first year in public school. And she was still kind of transitioning and getting used to being in public school. And that teacher, I was not liking the fact that my baby was coming home crying every day. And I was like, hold on, what is this lady doing? And my son kept going, Mom, I already know, calm down. I said, you know what? I'm gonna wait till parent teacher conference. Well, actually, I didn't even wait till then. I waited till open house. And I walked in, I introduced myself, and I was glad with nobody else. I said, I need to have a talk with you. Now, I know this is this is the beginning of the year. I said, but my daughter is really sensitive. And every day since the first day of school, she has come home crying. And I need to know why. What are you doing? Because she said you're picking on her. You are constantly yelling at her. And I'm not liking that. So what is it? What do you think you're doing? I think I had that lady so shook because I wasn't raising my voice. I wasn't cussing. And I was speaking to her and looking her dead in her eye. And like I told her, the one thing I don't do, I don't play when it comes to my kids.
Right.
Period. At all. I said, now, if she's doing something, then I need you to contact me and let me know. And I can handle that. But don't take it upon yourself to sit here and chastise my daughter. If she's done something wrong, correct it. Say, hey, that's not how we do this. This is what you need to be doing. And move it along. Now, if you're having a bad day, I need you to go take some medicine, calm down, go outside and smoke a cigarette, something. But don't take it out on my child. Because then me and you going to have problems.
Right. And I with my sons,
problems.
I never really had an issue with my sons having like a problem per se with the actual teacher. It was normally they were just being boys, and they both sometimes act like class clowns every now and then. They get around their buddies, and every now and then they would like to show out, in class. The homework wasn't really an issue, but sometimes they would be so wrapped up in sports that the homework came, to the side. It would come to the side, and that'd be the last thing to get done after school, after games and practices and all that. Then let's do some homework. But when my sons first got into junior high, the first thing I noticed with the oldest one was that it seemed like when report cards come around, when parent teacher conference come around, you know how you go in and you thinking your kid everything is okay. They telling you all their homework is turned in. Then you get to parent teacher conference and they telling you, well, your son, every time I have to tell him about this or tell him about this. And I would look at them motherfuckers like, hold the hell up. First of all, you not only got my phone number, but the house phone, the cell phone, the work phone. You got my Beaver number, my email address. You got the numbers of these fathers. You got like on my kids' emergency list, I swear to God, Karma Diva, it's at least 20 names on there, from cousins to uncles to grandparents. You can call any one of us.
I know my kids got a lot of emergency contacts on here too.
Right. So if you got my information, why are you waiting 2-3 months to tell me what my son didn't, or tell me some homework that he didn't turn in 2 months ago? And so I have made an understanding with my son's teachers fairly quickly how I operate. First of all, don't tell me shit after 2-3 months. You got my phone number. Email me, text me, call me. If you can't reach me, they have a daddy. You got all their information. There's been times where my youngest son, his father lives out of town. You know where he lived. And it's been times where I didn't even know about it. They would call him because I had got on these teachers after a while. Like, I ain't the only parent. I ain't the only parent. I didn't have these kids by myself. They dads are involved with their lives. That's why you have their phone number. So sometimes they would call him, and he would get in his car, he would hit that interstate, and he would drive from out of town, come up here and scold the mess out of him or whatever, handle him whatever, and I wouldn't even know. Because his dad was involved, and he would come up here, he would chew his ass out, put him in check, and then he would get back on that interstate and go back out of town.
But you know
But
what
that's
else?
the problem
That
that
wasn't
some
none of
teachers have with
your business. That was
it
between
wasn't
him
it
and
wasn't
his
none of my
son.
business, because if I'm going to do
Right.
something to him, I didn't always call his dad every single time
Right.
he was showing. I'm not gonna call him every single. Your son was in trouble in class because he was talking. So, and just like with his dad, he didn't tell me every single time he would jump on that interstate and drive from out of town and come up here and chastise him. That
And
was,
I'm glad you
him
didn't
just
step
doing
in and be
his
like, "Why you come up here and do this to
right.
him and you didn't call me?"
Because
No,
he
I'm
already
glad
know
you
how I
didn't.
am. Shoot, he already know how I am. Shoot, Tanya already know what time it is. Just like he know what time it is. We have an understanding. Our kids don't do certain things, and it's like that period. You know what I mean? But you know what I learned,
Mhm.
Karma Diva, and you probably learned this too. When I did start with my oldest son, because he hit high school first, of course, he's the oldest. But when he hit high school, my youngest son followed each school. So each
Mhm.
school, once the other one left and the other one entered, the teachers already knew. Oh, this is
Mhm.
this Miss Time, this say these mom, this oh shit. They already knew what to expect from me. And one thing that I learned fairly quickly with my first son was that a lot of teachers appreciate you for reaching out to them and being so available. Like, have you ever
Yeah.
had a teacher tell you, I
Yep.
don't ever have to wonder if you gonna talk to your child,
Yep.
chastise your
I have
child.
that. I have
I don't, you
teachers.
know,
Ever since my son has been in school, and my daughter too. For the most part, she got a lot of her mama in her though. but but
I'm an angel.
uh, just like I am. But but they have told me we love. They tell me constantly, we love your son. We love your daughter. They
Mhm.
are so mannerful. They're so well mannered. That's the word.
Mhm.
They are so respectful.
Yep.
Hey, Deborah.
Hey,
They're
Deborah.
like,
Hey, Carla.
hey, Miss Carla. They say your kids are so well mannered. I mean, I have had teachers tell me repeatedly, I wish I had a classroom full of your son.
Full of your kid.
I
I
wish-
done heard that before too. Yep.
And I'm like, really? I'm like, what does he do? They were like, he comes in, he gets his work done, he's not bothering nobody, he sits back, he's not talking, he
Mhm.
don't talk back, we don't have any behavioral problems out of him. They
Mhm.
were like, and I said, I had to think about it one time. I was like, a lot of parents treat these teachers like they are daycare workers.
Right.
Basically, they sending their kids to school as daycare.
And that's
And
why a
that's
lot
not
of
the
parents
way it
hate
is.
that they have to stay home during the Rona.
Mm-hmm. Because
Mhm.
now you got to deal with your own mess.
Mhm.
The mess you usually pawn off on other folks.
Ah,
Now here's
tell
my
it.
big story. I was gonna save it, but I gotta get it off my chest.
Oh shit! Say it with your
And
chest on, girl.
we got an exclusive tonight, damn it. So those of you who have high school students, you may have received this email also.
Mhm.
But the other day I got a letter from the superintendent, Dr. Logan.
Okay.
And it was stating it was giving us like graduation dates and times.
Mhm.
And then it says that they are going to do a prom for the seniors. And it's going to
Oh.
be an outdoor prom. And I was
Oh.
like, oh, okay, that should be nice. Get them something because they didn't get to have their junior prom. They didn't have homecoming. So, they'll have a prom.
Mhm.
But as you read the next sentence of the letter or the email, it
Mhm.
says, but the prom is only for in-person students. Remote students
What?
cannot come.
So the kids who've been staying at home because they don't want to get
You heard what I said.
How many, they social distancing, they can't come? Girl, are you serious?
So, me being me.
Ooh. That's messed up.
Hold on. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to find that. I'm going to find the email and I'm going to read it to you.
Please find the email because that's so messed up. Like, I know parents have the option.
Discrimination.
It is. Just because some people want their kids to stay home and social distance don't mean that they shouldn't be allowed to come to the prom.
Because see, my thing is this is my son's senior prom. And for him and most of the other kids who are seniors, they have worked their entire educational careers. This is their time to be with their friends, to dress up and, to see one another, especially since this pandemic has kept so many of them apart.
Exactly.
And for you to basically...
Uh-oh, where'd she go? Oh, Lord. I don't know what happened. She'll be back. She probably accidentally backed herself out while she was looking for the email. But that is crazy. Hey, Deborah. Hey, Carla, Prince. Y'all know this is Friday Night Live. So when you come into the chat, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. On Friday Night Lives, we have an open chat. So basically, if you got a subject you want to discuss, you can put it in the chat or you can click the link in the chat and jump up on the screen with us and, discuss whatever we're discussing with us, or you can bring your own topic to the Hood Table. That's how we do on Friday Night Live. So, of course, we, the hosts, we always have like maybe 2 or 3 subjects that we want to discuss with y'all. And we would like your feedback, but then it's always open. Friday nights at the Hood Table, everybody comes to the table and put it on the table, whatever you want to discuss. So if there's anything that you want to discuss, just let me know, or you click the link. Like I said, click the link in the chat. Let me drop it one more again. So the people who want to jump in the chat can feel free to jump in the chat. And you can jump on the screen. Actually, just pop up on the screen with us. But yeah, Karma Diva, hopefully she'll be back. Let me see if I need to hit her up in the inbox. Where did I give her the link before? Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna drop the link for her again on Facebook in her inbox. And for the people who are watching us on on Facebook, we got people watching from Facebook because we are live on Facebook and we are live on YouTube at the same exact time. So if anybody wants to jump on the screen from Facebook, I also dropped the link in the Facebook comment section as well on Facebook. But yeah, what Carmel Diva was discussing before, I don't know what happened. The link dropped or whatever. But she was discussing how, I guess my kids is grown. So I don't have to deal with the proms and none of that stuff right now because, the colleges is social distancing. Some of them is on campus, but a lot of kids is at home. So my son been at home for like it seemed like the last 2 semesters. He's been at home, during the Rona. But, okay, Karma Diva what's your email so you can put them on? Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on, Karma Diva. She asked me for my email so she can send me the information she wants me to put on the screen. Okay, Karma Diva, I just sent you my email, so she's going to send me the information that she wants me to put on the screen, and she's going to jump on the screen again as soon as she can. But for the people who are in Omaha, Nebraska, if you receive this email from OPS or, from the school about the seniors, if you have a senior, please chime in if you feel some type of way about that. If you're okay with it, if you're not okay with it. Me personally, I don't know what's fully going on. Karma Diva just literally brought it to our attention. And again, she's going to jump on the screen as soon as she can. As soon as I get her email, matter of fact, let me go to my email right now. Okay, I got my email open, so as soon as she sends me the email, I'll see it. But let me know how you guys feel about that. Like, to me, it just doesn't sound right. Like, first of all, the schools give certain parents or certain schools or certain communities the option of sending your child to school or doing the virtual school. So if you have the option to send your child to school or to the virtual school, does that necessarily mean that just because they're going to school virtually at home, that they shouldn't receive an invite to prom along with the other kids who are attending school? What's up, CP? What's up, Karma Diva? Welcome back, Karma
Hey,
Diva. I was like, where'd
I'm
she
sorry.
go?
I thought girl, I'm just talking and talking and talking. And I'm looking, trying to find the emails. And then I was like, Tanya, you there? Hello?
That's what I told him. She probably got kicked off looking through her email.
But yeah. So
Well,
I want you to post the one from the. Yeah, that's CP.
Okay, what's up, homie?
Hey, Bo.
I had to get in on this when you're talking about schools and the kids.
Please chime in.
Yeah.
But first, you guys, let me read this email first that Carmel Diva sent me so we can get
So read the superintendent first and then read mine.
Okay. Let me, and you want me to show it on the screen, right?
Yeah.
Or do you want me to just read it?
You can show it on the screen. I don't care.
Okay. Well, actually, you know what? Let me see. Hold on. Can I make it big? Okay.
Well, let me just say.
Okay, here we go.
While you doing that.
See, I don't want to show like your email address.
Oh,
and all
mine.
that.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, I don't want to be accidentally, showing people information. So what I'm going to do, you guys, I'm going to read the email that was sent out from Omaha Public School, and then you guys can chime in, okay? It says, "Dear class of 2021 and families, as we look forward to many of you, your return in person 5 days each week, we know you are also thinking of the milestones that come during your final year of high school. Let me just get to the nitty gritty, okay? First, we are looking at hosting outdoor proms this spring, allowing for more space and open air. This will be available to eligible students who attend school in person. We are also working on the appropriate health and safety measures for commence ceremonies. Those dates and times are listed below. On this message, commencement would be open to eligible students, whether they attend school in person or remotely. Information like the location of outdoor proms, additional precautions, and how many guests may be invited to commencement ceremonies are not yet final, but we will keep you and your family informed. This last year has taught us to be flexible. We know plans may need to be adjusted in the weeks and months to come, but it was important for us to share this directly with you. We care deeply about you, our students, and we enjoy these moments celebrating you." So when they said, Karma Diva, about eligible students, they say that eligible students who attend in person, but then a little lower they say whether they attend school in person or remotely.
I think that second part was in reference to graduation.
Yeah,
okay.
That's what that was.
To the commencement. Okay, thanks for clarifying that. Okay. So you can go to commencement whether you go to class in person or remotely, but as far as prom, you have to be at school in person.
Now
crazy.
You can read what I sent, and then I'll tell you what followed after that.
Okay. So I'm gonna read what Karma Diva's response was to the school. Okay, what she said was, "My name is Karma Diva." Well, she said her real name, but and I am a mother of a high school graduate. And please correct me if I'm wrong or misunderstanding what you are saying in your last email. But am I to understand that there are plans to have an outdoor senior prom, but only if you were an in-person student? How is this fair to the remote students who have worked just as hard and have experienced so much pain and senior rites of passage as everyone else? What is the logic behind this? To deny a select few students one more memory of their high school lives. Most of these remote students would be in school with their peers every day were it not for, the pandemic and the health safety of themselves and their families. It feels like they're being punished for something out of their control. And then Karma Diva went on to say, I believe that there are better ways of handling this other than to disregard and deny those students. School districts are always talking about inclusion, but as these plans stand now, my child, along with many others, are being excluded. They have worked their entire academic careers too, and now they can't enjoy this one night to dress up, dance, and celebrate along with their classmates. They'll be wearing masks. Why can't they take a COVID-19 test prior to the dance or temperatures checked at the door? And lastly, Karma Diva says, our children have cheated out of many events already this past year, none that I hold the district accountable for, but this I most certainly do. Let's get together to discuss different ways to make this enjoyable and memorable for all of our children involved. And first thing first, for anybody comments, I just like to say that was well thought out and well addressed. You didn't go in like some parents probably would have went in all ghetto and hood on the school. I totally, that was good. That was good. Now, go ahead, you guys.
What I was going to say is the following day, I got a phone call, and it wasn't from Dr. Logan. It was from one of her, I'll say, underlings. And the lady, she called, and we were talking on the phone, and she's like, well, I'd like to address your concerns. She's like, yes, the prom is for in-school students. And I'm like, well, why would you exclude the students that are remote? I said, are they still OPS students? She said, yeah. I said, are they still eligible to walk across the stage with the in-school students when they graduate? She said, oh, yeah. I said, so why can they not go to prom? What she told me was, well, if they can't come to school all day with their peers, why should they be allowed to go to the prom? I said, because there's a difference between sitting in a classroom for 8 hours in recycled air versus being in an outdoor prom for 4 hours. And she just kept going on. Well, if they wanted to enjoy these kind of things, then they should be in school. I said, my son is in school. He's not one of them kids where they just show a video. No, he's in classes all day from 7:40 until 3:05 every day on the computer, even band class. He's playing his trumpet. I can hear him in his room playing his trumpet. So, and like I told her, I said, my son is part of the marching band. He's part of the jazz band. He's in ROTC, and he's an honor roll student. And you still telling me because I don't send him there with all the rest of them kids that he cannot enjoy his senior prom? Are you serious?
Can I ask you real quick? Have you sent this to anybody? I
tried to send it to Channel 7. I tried to send it to Channel 7. They haven't said anything back.
What about somebody like Precious or?
You know what? I didn't even think about that. I think I'm gonna send it to Precious and Vicky. I think I'll talk to Precious and Vicky.
Please.
But I was just so pissed. And like I told her, I said, you are excluding these students, these kids who had no more choice in whether they could go to school or not, because I as the parent chose. Those other remote students, their parents chose. I said they didn't have any more choice in the matter than saying, okay, we're going to have a prom for Black kids and nobody else can come. That's not right. And it's not fair. And I told her, I said, if you're going to do it, you need to do it across the board. You need to do it for everyone or don't do it for none, because that's not right.
Mm-hmm.
And I told her a lot of stuff. I I really did, and it pissed me off so bad. And whether my child was remote or not, I would still feel the same way, because you cannot do that to these students who have worked so hard, and this is their last chance as high school students to be together, dress up, to have some fun together.
Right.
And then,
Yes.
I was being funny when I said this part to her. I said, so since you having a prom for only the in-school students, are you going to have a prom for just the remote students? She said, oh, we didn't think about that. Yeah, there could be a virtual one. I said, no, no, no. Are you going to have a actual in-person prom for just the remote students? Well, I don't know. We haven't talked about that. Yeah, I'm sure you haven't. I said, see, I was being facetious, but now I'm serious. If you're going to have one for the in-person students, let's have one for the remote students then. If you want to separate them like that, let's do it. Well, I don't know. I'm telling you, Tanya, towards the end, I was so pissed. All I could do was just tell her, I said, you know what? I thank you for calling me back and trying to address my concerns. But at this moment, I'm going to go and weigh my options. You have a good day. And I hung up the phone. Because if I'd have stayed on there one more second, she'd have been everything but a child of God.
Karma Diva, you already know how I feel about the kids. Tanya love the kids, child. I didn't even been banned from all the high school basketball games, senior year of high school for my oldest son, for going in for the kids, okay? I would be very, very upset if my kids were still in high school. And I already know that I would have them at home during this pandemic. And for them to find out they can't go to their prom because they're going to school virtually. Curtis, please comment on this, because this just upsets me.
Yeah.
It really does.
Oh, I'm not sure if y'all don't like what I have to say.
Well, it don't matter.
We
You know
wanna
how it
hear
is
it
at the hood
anyway.
table. You already know how it is at the hood table.
Oh,
Go
I know.
ahead.
I'm
Whether
gonna
we
piss somebody
agree or
off.
disagree, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I feel
Whether
like
we
this.
agree or disagree.
First and foremost, I do agree with the aspect of they should be able to go to senior prom or whatever they hold. But I understand why they would
Yeah.
say no, because they did the same thing to athletes. Now my kids go to Westside, so I can only speak on Westside's policies. But Westside had the same policy when it came to football. They said any student who chose to decide to opt out and do the at home would not be able to play extracurricular sports. This is my son's senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked forward to him playing football. Now, granted, social distancing, I probably wouldn't have went to many of the games anyway. But I still would have had the opportunity to watch my son play for his senior year. I coached my son, Pee Wee League and whatnot. This was my last son, going through high school. So this was my last time to shine, to enjoy going to see one of my boys play. But I understood why he chose that. He chose for several reasons. Some personal, some because of me and my health. He didn't want to worry about bringing things to me. I haven't seen my son anywhere near as much as I normally do because of the pandemic and because of my illnesses and him not wanting to get me sick, which I appreciate. But again, senior year and all, I want my son to be able to participate in anything. Now, Westside hasn't said anything about a prom or anything else. So, I mean, from that aspect, I agree. They should be able to let those kids go. But again, it being an extracurricular activity, I can see why they would treat it just like any other extracurricular activity. Football, baseball, any sports. If you're not coming to school, then it's not fair to those students that are coming to school and participating in extracurricular for you to do at home and then, I'm gonna come to school just to do sports.
So, but they're doing the same class loads. They're doing the same work as in school. So that's the part where I'm failing to see where the issue is.
But you did hear what I said. I agree with you. I think they should be able to go. No. But because they've done that with sports, I wholeheartedly expect them. I wouldn't expect them to not do it with anything else, whether it be prom, whether it be a Sadie Hawkins dance, whether it be homecoming, anything else, where they say, well, if you can't come and you're not going to participate in sports, then the same thing holds true for those students. Why
But that's
make
what
a
I don't
difference?
understand. Like if they're that's what I'm saying. And I didn't want it to sound like I was taking it out on you. What
Oh
I
no,
was
no, no.
saying
I didn't
is
say it.
I don't
Please.
understand. They're doing the same class loads. They're taking the work, they're doing the work.
Because think of it strictly as an extracurricular activity, something additional in school. If they say athletes are not going to be able to do homeschooling and still participate in sports, then why not do the same thing for prom,
But that's what
homecoming,
I'm saying.
the
Why are
dance?
they telling these kids if they stay home that they can't do the extracurricular? That's what I'm trying to get to. Why are they saying that they can't play sports?
Right. And
They
me
think that they
personally,
can't
I
go to
don't
the
consider
prom.
prom as extracurricular. That's just me.
Well,
Extracurricular to me is something that's ongoing, like a sport, like a African American history class, like Spanish club,
Yeah, some kind
like
of club. Yeah.
something like that. But a one time event that's only a few hours, I don't even consider that extra. But I get why they consider it that. But it's like a one time thing. It's not like football that lasts for 2-3 months. It's like a one time thing. It's like a couple hours. I don't know.
no, like I said, and I understand that, but if I had to solely think as an administrator or as a school,
Hmm.
I can see where they would come up with it is extracurricular because technically it is. It's something after school. It's not of the normal school day.
Yeah.
That we did the same thing with football, baseball, basketball, everything else. Why not do the same thing with anything else we hold?
And see, I didn't even know that, Curtis. I didn't even know that okay, like my sons, y'all know my sons. Y'all know they play sports like they like. And I didn't have to worry about this year because they graduated, already. But I did say to friends like I don't think I would have my kids playing their sports, over this last year because of the way. I mean, it's less. Well, I can't even really tell. Is it less people getting sick? Is it the same? I can't really tell because every day I hear about somebody dying from it. But it really hit hard last year, when it first came out. So I'm like, oh no, if they was in school, they ain't playing sports. But I also said I know how that would just hurt a child to not be able to play sports their last year because Curtis having kids who play sports and even Carmel Diva having kids in band or music or whatever, that could affect like possibly a scholarship or something
Mm-hmm.
like that,
Mm-hmm.
and that could make or break a kid getting a full scholarship. Not saying y'all kids ain't smart, but sometimes y'all know how it is. It's either academic or it's, sports,
Yeah.
athletic, that'll make or break them going to college. But so I had already came to terms like if that was my kids in school, I probably wouldn't want them to go. But I didn't never think that if you don't play sports or if you don't attend school in class, that other things like prom or homecoming, things like that, that you really, really have like for memories during your last year, you wouldn't be able to. I never even considered that.
My
So,
other my other gripe against is this is a district um sanctioned activity. Basically the district is going to be putting this on. So the district is in my eyes discriminating against a certain section of the students.
mm-hmm.
And I just don't like that. And I'm not, like I said, now if they were going to go ahead and do a prom for the remote students and the district would sanction that too, I would shut up and be okay with it. But I
but
know that they're not.
but like Curtis said about the sports, Curtis' son and all other kids playing sports already knew that. Why didn't they let parents know that back at the beginning of the school year? Like if your kid don't attend class in person, they won't be allowed to come to prom. I mean, some parents would have still been like, It is what it
My thing
is.
is
They're
this.
still staying home, but at least you would have had the choice, or you would have been prepared for that, or your child wouldn't have been trying to get suited and booted, trying to figure out who they taking, if they gonna do a limo, tux, all
Do
that.
you
They wouldn't be like
do you
amping
honestly
themselves
think
up for it.
they
And the
would think
lady
about
just
prom
kept
at the beginning
saying,
of the
"Oh, well,
year?
huh?"
I can't think of any way, shape, or form they would be thinking about prom at the beginning of the year. They've been
No,
doing the
not at the
year as
beginning of the year. They wouldn't.
fly by wire. I can understand. It's something where they're thinking, you know what, we might be able to pull this off if we can do this, 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 and this. And
But
again,
they were thinking about sports. They thinking about football, basketball, swimming, volleyball. They thinking about everything else, even though the sports come one at a time. So even though we probably don't know if all the kids gonna be home around prom time or not, I would still think they would have thought about it before. This ain't something brand new that they just considered. I'm not gonna believe that. That they just, oh well, what we gonna do about prom? It's a month away.
you know what? Honestly, I think at the beginning of the year, I think prom was so far away they didn't think about it. I mean,
I
like I said,
have to agree
West
with
Side.
Curtis on
I
that one.
haven't heard anything from West Side as far as the prom, and I
Mhm.
get daily updates from them as far as what's going on with COVID, how many people get sick, how many people get
Hmm.
infected, whether it's a student, teacher, or
And
I
yeah,
just
whatever.
feel
They
here's the
communicate a lot.
irony and all of that. I
I still
hung
think
up
it's
with
not
that
fair.
lady. I checked my emails, and then there was an email from the principal of my son's school saying that they had another case of corona.
Uh-huh.
Oh, we get them every day.
But I still
I
think it's
get it just about every day
unfair.
too.
I mean, for this, I get you with the sports, Curtis and Carmel Diva. I get it with the sports. If you don't come to school every day, because one thing about it is, if you don't attend school every day, sports is usually immediately after school. And if you are at home, you would have to literally like miss part of your last class or something to get to school in time to get suited it up, to even attend practice. So it would be like some issues there. But as far as this particular thing with prom, I I would be so
And
hurt.
I
I
even
mean, I
told
would
the
be
lady,
like
I said,
devastated if that was my kid.
like I told her, I said, keeping the excluding remote students. I said that's just so wrong. I said, but you guys could have at least. I mean, you know why most of these students are at home, why they're being remote. You could have at least given the parents and the kids the option of saying, yeah, I want my kid to go. No, I don't want my child to go. But y'all didn't even extend that courtesy. And that's the part that pisses me off the most.
I'm just looking at my prom, like, okay, my sons were never into the. Well, let me say the oldest one. I ain't gonna lie about the youngest one. The youngest one, he was more outgoing. It was the oldest one who was more like a innie than an outie. And he'd be like,
Yeah.
man, I ain't going to prom. I ain't going to. And I would tell him,
And that's
I
kind of
ain't
how
even going to
Elijah
lie.
was.
I have to force my son, the oldest one. I ain't even going to lie. Don't judge me. But I
Elijah's
force
like
him.
that,
I
Elijah's more
force
of an
him.
introvert. He got his core little group of friends.
Right.
It's only like a total of maybe 5 of them.
Right.
But still for things like this, like he realized this is his senior.
If you don't like it, if you get there and it's bunk, if it's BS,
right,
go home. But I feel like every child should experience every prom and every homecoming because y'all know we old heads now. And there's a lot of things that I'd be like, sometimes, man, I wish I would have done that. I always told my sons, never set yourself up to have any regrets. This is high school. This is minuscule compared to the rest of your life. So
but this is
even if
something
you
that you'll
I ain't
remember.
feeling this prom thing, whatever. If your mom is paying for everything, your suit tux and all that, your haircut, just go. If after 30 minutes or hour you ain't feeling it, leave. But at least you can say, but it never failed. Every single time that oldest child went, he would have the best time ever coming home. Oh, I'm so glad you told me to go. Woo, 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 woo. But it's prom versus. I don't know. And my sons were both sports heads too.
See, for me,
so I
it
don't
was
know.
hurtful because my son didn't get to go to his junior prom because of Corona. They
Yeah,
didn't have homecoming because of Corona. The Botillion was canceled
was
because of
canceled for all the
Corona.
kids. Hmm.
And now you're saying he can't go to his senior prom?
It's like but see, the thing about it is, like Curtis was saying, I guess I can understand. I'm not being totally closed minded. I can understand how they probably wasn't like thinking, will there be a prom? Will there not be a prom because of the pandemic? But knowing now that it's going to be a prom, they have to look at the fact like these kids is going to feel like they totally being punished.
Right.
Like they totally being punished. Like
But you know what? I
this
do
is
got another
totally
plan up
different
my
from
sleeve.
sports. It's totally different from sports and telling them at the beginning of the school year, you can't play sports, you gotta stay home, you can't play sports. That's I don't know. Prom is
I got another trick
I
up
don't
my
know. I
sleeve.
don't know.
If they don't allow them, I think I'm gonna get together with the rest of the remote parents and we'll throw a prom. I know a place. It ain't the best of places, but damn it, the kids can still come and have some fun.
What are you thinking?
I can't say it out loud because it ain't a guarantee yet, but
Well, hit me up and let me know because if you do decide Caramel Diva, I will even. Everybody knows I'm a personal custom cake decorator, and I have been abstaining from that during the pandemic because of
yeah.
social distancing. But I will make the desserts. I
Oh,
will. I no, honest to God, I will make desserts, cupcakes, treats, all that kind of stuff because I totally believe this is so unfair. It is so wrong, and it is really hurting me because um prom is like so important to a
oh, and Curtis
senior
left. I was gonna
year.
tell him I
They
want
look
his son
forward to that
to come
shit
too.
all year long. Like
Right, right. And my son don't even dance. But and then here's the funny part. After I had read the email, I waited like a day before I responded, before my response, because I know me. And had I responded right away, it would not have been as eloquent as that one. But
yeah.
um,
And that's why I said
Curtis, you
I
left
love your
before I could tell you.
response.
If I do put this prom on, I want your prom. I want your son to come to the prom too. But because I'm not
Oh
gonna be
yeah,
like them and
Curtis.
just say
Yeah,
it's only
make it a
OPS
prom for
students.
everybody. Don't make it a prom for
Yes, yes,
just Vince. Make it a prom for so Curtis' son if he wants to come.
right,
Anybody
right,
else's child or daughter if they want to come. If their parents say it's
right.
okay. I think it's so unfair. That's why I'm a step up to the plate. I ain't made no orders for nobody over this pandemic because I'm social distant. I will make cakes, cupcakes, desserts, candies. I will do all that
I appreciate
for
that.
the
Yeah.
event, like on everything, because that's how affected I am about this. And all my kids done graduated. They done been to college. They ain't even involved in this.
See, my mister, he's part of a he's got some connections here with a place, and he said he's gonna talk to his cousin who is over it and see if he'll let us have that space to do the prom for the kids. So
Hmm.
we will and if that space, isn't big enough, then we can try some other places, like the Paralyzed Veterans Hall. They may
Yeah.
let us do something there.
Yeah, there's the
But
Veterans Hall. There's the Benson Community Center. There's the Lothar Social. I'm sure if we can get some people,
right.
like maybe political figures or, anybody like that to work with us, I'm sure we can get it done because I think that's totally unfair. I really do.
Mhm. Mhm. It's totally unfair, and um, it was funny because my son was like, "Hold on, y'all. Where are you going? Where are you going?"
Welcome back, Curtis. You had dropped out for a second.
Yeah, I was
But
trying to do something. It didn't work.
You got any more to say, Curtis? I know your son is an at home school student, but yeah, I just feel like they should be allowed to go
well,
to
like I
prom.
said, Curtis, if once we get this started, I do want your son and any of his friends that are
Well,
allowed to
this
and
is
they
the
want
thing.
to come.
This is the thing, and I'm not quite exactly sure how Westside did it, But he opted to not go to do it home. But once they went back to 100%, he's in school. He's been going to school 5 days a week since the break, which I don't quite understand, because I thought if they opted out, then they wouldn't be doing it all year. But like I said, once they went to green, or whatever they call it, where they went 5 days a week. No, he's been going 5 days a week, which is basically since after winter break.
Okay. So the ones who go after winter break and go every day, then they can go to prom then.
Yeah.
Well,
if they want to.
Well, I don't know. Westside, like I said, Westside hadn't said anything about prom.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I know that's an OPS thing, but I'm just saying either way, I can understand why they would say it, because that's the way administration thinks. It's a blanket policy. It's all or nothing.
Yeah.
You know. Not
well, I go with none.
I agree with you.
And my son was like, "Mom, don't ruin it for everybody." I said, "Baby, I'm not trying to ruin it for anybody, but I'm trying to make sure that the playing field is level for everybody. And if they're going to do it for one, they need to do it for all, or don't do it at all."
I agree.
That's just my feelings on it, and I don't care who's on the phone or what they saying. They're not gonna change my mind on that.
Yeah. Well, hey, if y'all come up with anything, just let me know. Just give me some notice, because for an event that size, I'm gonna need some notice.
Right.
I'm we'll definitely start like a couple of days ahead of time.
Right, most definitely. But I think that's probably what we are going to have to end up doing, because I don't think OPS is going to do that, just because of who they are and because they can do that. So I think we're going to end up doing it on our own.
Wow. I would have never thought this would have been an issue. I'm so serious. And I get the fact that with the sports thing, okay, if you don't go to school, you can't be just coming up here after school, jumping in, going to sports. You know, I get that. But when it comes to prom, I don't know. Prom, I don't know. I was one of those kids where I wasn't going to go to prom because I had a very large outstanding debt to the school. And they it was certain things you couldn't do back then. Like if you had owed money on books or any, like that. There were certain things that you couldn't do. Like when I graduated,
fines.
I had fines. I had to when I graduated, I had an empty folder. When I walked on stage, like for real, I told this story before. You might not have heard it, but I told this story before where I had to walk across the stage. They just gave me an empty old. They put like a piece of cardboard or something in there, make it seem like something was in my folder. There wasn't shit in there. I didn't get my diploma till like.
See, all of ours were empty until we went downstairs and turned our cap and gown in.
Ours had our shit. Ours had our shit in there. I had a piece of cardboard in my envelope when I crossed the stage because I couldn't get my diploma.
They gave us the folder, and then when you turned your gown in, that's when you got your actual diploma.
Right, and then after then, I had left home, and I was like staying. I told the story before. I was staying wherever. While my last 6 months of high school, I was staying wherever, still going to school. And when prom time came, I was staying with a homegirl. I didn't have no money. I couldn't afford to get my hair and nails done, no shoes, no dress, no nothing. And that's when Mrs. Bibbs, when she stepped in, what was she, a secretary? Was she the
principal, wasn't she?
She was, back then she wasn't the assistant principal. She was like the secretary or administrator or something like that. And then her and Miss Haleen, who was a security guard, they basically took me under my wings when they found out I wasn't going to prom, and they took me out, and it was like a Cinderella night. They hooked me up, did my hair, bought me this beautiful dress, heels, stockings. I was set. And so it was so meaningful to me. So when I heard what you told me earlier, I was like, what? prom has always been like a big deal to me. So every year my sons tell me I don't want to go to prom. No, you taking your ass to prom. If you ain't having fun, I'll pick you up, but you going.
Like, you gonna have fun.
You going, okay? Now, if it ain't what it's supposed to, what you think it's gonna be, then I'll come back and get you. But they ain't never had me come back and get them. They had the time of their life, every single one. But
Right.
yeah, so prom means a lot to me.
The few times I've made my son go to dances, he's always come back sweaty and hot, and I'm like, you having fun?
Telling you all the stories, what happened to this person, what this person
right,
did. Yeah.
Right. Like, no, not you. You didn't have no fun. Never.
But yeah, prom means a lot to me. So that's why I said I get, like Curtis said, administration. I guess I get why they said it, but at the same time, this is not a normal situation. This CVD-19 is not a normal situation. So sometimes I just think they should just maybe think a little bit differently. You know
what? As I sit here and think about it, think about this scenario. You have students who are at home and have chosen to stay at home for whatever reason. Say medical or ADHD or whatever the issue is. I'm going to say medical. Say they're immune suppressed or whatever else. Then they're suddenly thrown into an environment. Granted, they want to be there, where you get all these kids who've been at home suddenly are reportedly start getting sick because somebody there was sick. Would the school want that liability, or as a parent, would you be okay saying, well, my kid just wanted to go and blah, blah, blah? In the society we live in now, how many of those parents do you think would say, well, I'm going to sue them because they didn't keep my kids safe?
Well, I personally wouldn't. I couldn't see anybody suing.
The first thing
in the society we live in,
it's an option. It's an option.
I really can't see it. I think that they should make people sign a waiver.
That
waivers
too.
matter. That waivers matter. In our society, where we live at right now, so many people are so quick to sue because the earth is round. The earth is square. Because water is blue.
That.
And then supposedly they're supposed to keep their mask on.
I can't see them trying to sue. I just can't. That's like going to your job. You can't sue your job because you got the Rona. You either gonna go or you're gonna find another job where you can stay home.
But I'm just saying
this way too, though. I mean, I see what you're saying, Curtis.
What if?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
McDonald's over hot coffee, really?
Yeah,
You can't see somebody suing the school. Come on.
No, I mean because even if the kids was going to school full time all year round, they can't sue them then.
I was just about to say
so just because of one little event, no, because can't nobody sue no school if their kids get the Rona. Nobody. You sent your kid to school, what could happen. So if you send them to a prom, it's the same thing.
No, it's not. Extracurricular activity, they don't have to be there. I know it's my choice. But all I'm saying is, in the society we live in, people want to sue anybody over the littlest fucking thing.
Okay. I will agree that maybe somebody, I will agree that maybe somebody might try to sue. But it's just like this. If your kids is at home and say it's like a football game or something going on and your child absolutely wants to go, that's their favorite school, favorite team, they absolutely want to go, they go to that football game. They can't sue the school if they come home and with the virus. I mean,
you can do whatever you want to do.
That was your choice. I mean, you can technically sue anybody. You can technically sue anybody.
They can email or send home permission slips that say, I so-and-so give my child blah 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 permission to attend this year's prom, and if my child is to come down with corona, I will not hold the school or the district responsible.
And that's what they should do. That I agree. That's what they should do. They should make them sign a waiver if they scared of a law.
The school takes your children on a field trip to the zoo, and your child decides to be stupid and want to get into the gorilla cage.
Oh no, they make you sign waivers every time you send your child
let me finish. Let me finish. You sign that waiver saying you're not going to hold the school responsible. But Tell me that somebody's not going to say, well, you let my kid get in there, so you are responsible.
But you know
No, that's
what,
when you see the
Curtis?
teacher.
But
The teacher is part of the school.
they
Nice
make
try.
them sign. They make them sign papers. They make them sign papers. That's just like check this out. Remember I told y'all the story how my son almost drowned, the oldest one, when he used to go to the Boys and Girls Club, and the teachers, the people there was like, if your child know how to swim, sign this paper. If they don't know how to swim, sign this paper.
Oh,
If you want your child, remember this month.
Yeah.
Ooh, you know I'm about to call him a mofo because I'm telling you this. Okay. So anyway, I was so angry because of the fact I had talked to like 3 different people at the Boys and Girls Club. My son cannot swim. Please make sure he stay on the shallow end. They promised me. We gonna make all the non-swimmers stay on the shallow end, right? And then I even signed a paper and all that with the whoop. My son signed a paper saying he gonna be on the shallow end. Like we basically agreed to it. Like if they was make you sign a paper. That fool gets up there and see all his friends jumping from the diving board into the 12 feet, and he feel like I can do it too. And so he get up there and did it. That nigga got down there in that water and couldn't come up. And he was down there for a while before somebody noticed he was down there.
And if Lord forbid,
and so when he came back up,
would have died. You would have sued somebody.
If he would have came back up, I could have, but I also signed a piece of paper saying that my son knows that he can't swim and he will stay on those are papers that we signed. And he will stay in the shallow end. So after signing those papers saying, hey, if anything's happened, it's on us. I can sue all I want to. It don't mean I'm gonna win.
And that's my point. And that's exactly what I was trying to say is,
you can sue all you want.
But still, you suing puts it out there that the school district did something wrong, or you're suing somebody. Therefore, it puts fear in them for wanting to allow the opportunity for someone to get a chance to sue. So
and
why
you know
not
what, Curtis? When I tell you I want to snatch that and put him back in the water to remind him what could have happened. I mean, I cried all the way home because, and he wasn't even gonna tell me that he almost drowned. A friend of his ran up to my car before I pulled over and said, "Did you tell your mama you almost died?" And I put that car back in park so quick. I was like, what had happened?
I can't stand kids talk too damn much.
I said, what had happened? And he's sitting in the back of the car. Well, see, what had happened was.
And I don't want to get off the subject too fast, but I see what you're saying, Curtis, about suing the district. So if they go ahead with this prom, I just want them to go ahead and pay for and sanction one for our remote students too. That's all I'm saying.
I agree with you. It only be fair.
It's only fair. It's only fair. I feel so bad, and y'all might be like, so bad. It's just certain things in life that I have a fondness for, or I have a soft spot for, and children is one of them. And things like proms and different things like that, I have a soft spot for just because of things I might have went through growing up. But that's like literally your last chance of childhood before you go out into the real world and out to whether you go to college, whether you get a real job, whether you decide to be a bum. It's still your last. That's like your last point.
Your last hurrah.
It's like your last hoorah. You know,
right.
Before you decide what the hell you're gonna do with the rest of your damn life, it's like I don't know.
Step into adulthood. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So that was the thing I had to get off my chest. I told you I had some shit I had to get off my chest. That was just.
I had no idea that was it. I had no idea.
And just dealing with that, and then since last week I've been in a fibro flare. I finally went to the doctor yesterday, and girl, now she got me on a serious steroid regimen. I'm taking 50 milligrams of damn steroids a day.
Ooh.
I'm like, ooh, she finna have me all swollen like Incredible Hulk. Mm-mm.
Man, ooh, I was talking to somebody the other day about steroids because they have to take steroids sometime. And I know some of y'all who know me really well know my son had severe asthma till he grew out of it around the age of 12 or 13. But they had him on steroids and he gained he went from like a 90-pound, like fourth, fifth grader to like 140-pound child in like a year because they had to put steroids. But at the time it was like, oh my god, my son he's overweight, he's heavy, but
Well,
them
it's a good thing.
steroids.
Mine is only short term. Mine is only short term, so I don't have to use it for a long time. But
Yeah.
even if I do gain weight, I still got my big girl clothes. Hey.
Thank you, girl. And I was like,
Mhm.
see, it's one thing when you're adult though, and when you a kid and your kid is being teased because they then went from skinny to fat like overnight.
Yeah.
I'm just glad he grew out of that asthma. Like every year he would grow a few inches, but I don't know what it was. He was on three
Oh,
different
thank you,
drugs.
Melissa.
He was on three different drugs. So that kind of, I don't know, I guess it cured him. I don't know what happened. He went from severe asthma in and out the hospital almost every other week to no asthma at all. And after he grew out of it, them steroids, he started playing sports and lost all that weight. But
That's a
Melissa
good one.
King
That's a
said,
blessing.
I hope you feel better, Carmel Diva.
Yeah, thank you. I think hopefully this steroid, 'cause what she's thinking is, I have the constant nerve damage, and she's thinking that this fibro flare is exacerbating the nerve damage
Mm-hmm.
and making it worse than it already is. So
Mm-hmm.
she's hoping the steroids calm down the fibromyalgia, so
Yeah.
at least the pain can kind of level out.
Yeah.
Cause hell, I ain't even been able to sleep really all week.
Oh, poor Tink Tink. I know so many people that's sick
Mm,
right now. Like,
mm,
I literally have no, like 8 or 9 family members who are at home with the Rona here in Omaha.
mm,
From like
mm.
older people in their 50s to kids who are in their teens.
Yeah,
Like,
they say it's starting to hit the teens too.
yes, it
This
had
time.
like one of my family members, their whole household from the grown ups down to the little kids, they all got the Rona.
Mm.
So, Keisha, I'm gonna need you to jump on the line because I need to go to my next topic. And me and you've been talking about that next topic, and I want
Thank
Carmel
you,
and Curtis
Keisha.
opinions as well.
Yeah, Keisha, bring your ass. Let's go.
Keisha, Curtis said, "Bring your ass, jump on the link." Hey, Melissa King, you know
Oh,
you can jump on the
Melissa.
link too, Booski.
I hope you feel better too, sweetheart. You know what's crazy though? Is
Oh,
as
Miss
much as
Melissa
that kind of
King.
slows you down, my dad has had that for about the past 16 years. And honey, you can't stop that man. I wish he would sit down some damn where, but
Yeah.
it's something that with proper care and with the right cardiologist, honey, you can still live a regular life. So don't even let that uh, become a factor in trying to slow you down.
Keisha said they put her on steroids too, 40 milligrams.
Mm.
Especially for
Dang.
skin.
He said that.
Dang. Keisha, he said that's why he's so skinny. So you ain't seen that
He
badonka
said
donka
that's because
hers,
she's so
huh?
skinny.
You ain't seen that badonka donka Keisha's in the back.
It's gonna all work out,
Melissa
Melissa. It's
said she
gonna all
ain't.
work out.
Well, I'm gonna make sure I pray for everybody. I always pray for everybody anyway, but I'm gonna make sure I send special prayers out for all the sick, all the people who are sick and
The sick
having
and
some kind of ailment.
shut-ins.
The sick and shut in, and those who are having ailments. I am shoot. I
But
am.
Melissa, what I wanted to tell you too is listen to you or anybody out there, listen to your body. Your
Yeah.
body tells you when it's time to slow down, when it's time to stop, and when it's time to sit your ass down. And it took me a while to learn that, but we all have to start listening to our bodies. Our bodies tell us everything we need to know, but sometimes we're too stupid to hear what it's saying.
Mm-hmm.
But please, sweetheart, if you feeling tired, and Honey, that fatigue, Curtis, I know you know about the fatigue too. Oh, that fatigue ain't no punk.
Oh yeah.
It ain't no punk.
I
Yeah.
was diagnosed must have been about 15 years now, early CHF. I ain't had a problem since. Like I said,
Mhm.
cardiologists, they check me out, and
And yeah,
every
I've
now
been
and then they
knowing you
do a
since
stress
after
test.
that,
But you're right. As long as you stay on top of it, you'll be all right.
Mhm.
hmm
But that's just like anything, high blood pressure,
right.
diabetes, depression, anything we have going on in our community, as long as you stay on top of it. And that's where our problem
Right.
is. A lot of us
Yeah.
don't stay on top of it.
I mean, I think we should do another health checkup, another some of the things that's going on in the Black community, and how to stay on top of it, and how to start helping others to stay on top of it, because everybody doesn't have um a proper support system.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we need to start being that support system for others.
Mhm. Yeah.
And you know, like I said, I don't think I'm gonna ever get my SOS program off the ground. So it's just gonna have to be something that we do.
Well, don't
Just
say that. You never know. Don't ever say never now. If it's something that's really on your heart, something that's really meaningful to you, you know,
it is,
if
but
you want it to
I
happen,
always have so much happening, so much going on. So it's just
yeah,
something that I'm just gonna have to put in action, in my daily life, which I
yeah,
try to do. And just hopefully, it passes on and that I can keep sending that message out to other people to
mhm,
be the savior that you need in your community, in your life, and it
mhm,
don't have to be on a grand scale. It could be something small. Like I said, if you live in an apartment building, hey, let's all exchange phone numbers and keep up with each other. Make sure everybody, you got an older lady living here. Okay, let's make sure she got a dinner tonight. Let's make sure we checking on her. She taking her meds. You know, you
right,
got a mom. I don't know about the kid. I was gonna say you got a mom with a couple of kids that need a break, but you can't trust everybody with your kids, so that might
Hey,
be out.
and on a side note, you mentioned checking on each other. Any of the ladies that need any self exams done that they don't feel like doing, I would like to
oh my
volunteer
god,
my services to help out because that's what I want to do for my community.
Look, Curtis want to
you
be
know what,
part of the
Curtis?
look. He want to be part of the FBI, the Federal Boob Inspectors.
But no,
I'm
Curtis,
not
real
I'm
shit,
not just strictly restricted to bosoms. I mean, if you got a lump on your
Curtis,
backside that needs to be checked out, I'll check that out for you too. I mean,
no,
I
Curtis,
can't
real
stand his
shit,
ass.
Curtis. Real shit, Curtis. Real talk, Curtis. Do you know how many times over in my last, because they say you should check, I think it was after the age 35 or 40, something like that. Every time you shower or whatnot, do you know it's funny to some people what you might have said, but it's a fear in even checking. Even
I know that, and
it was
that's why I'm saying
okay,
I
I know I
seriously
need to
will
test my
volunteer.
boobs. It's like a fear, you scared that you might find something. I used to feel like that
Yeah.
all the time. Every time I do my self breast exam, I'll be like, "Oh, is that something? Oh no, that ain't something. Oh, is that something? Oh no." I used to have this fear, and I even went to the doctor several times, and they like, "Girl, ain't nothing wrong with you."
You know what? I can admit I am scared to do self
She said he's
exams
such a giver.
because right,
Oh,
he
I'm a
is such
taker
a
too.
giver. But because my mom is a breast cancer survivor, and so I'm always afraid that I'm gonna go and check and then find a lump there. But
Yeah.
I do make sure I get my mammogram faithfully.
Mm.
I try to make sure
And
you
that
know
shit is
me, I'm always saying
uncomfortable. Oh God.
it is, and I don't scare nobody off. It's uncomfortable,
I'm not.
but the whole process takes 5 minutes, literally.
Yep.
It takes 5 minutes, and people pump themselves up. They're so scared. They put your boob in there, squish it for about 30 seconds, and okay. And then they come and they move it a different way, squish it. Okay. So go ahead, get it done, get it over with. Go get your colonoscopies, people. I mean, the worst part about that whole thing is drinking that jug of nasty ass shit.
Yeah, I have a friend who has to get that done every now and then. But now, Karma Diva, as far as the colonoscopy, like for like what age do they say to start doing that? Is it
They
40,
usually say about 50,
50?
but if you have intestinal problems or you have a family history
Yeah.
of intestinal problems, or say you have, well, yeah, with your family history, say you have a close relative and they found out at, say,
If you
50
have family,
or 45 that they have it, then they suggest you come 5 years, as far as your age, 5 years earlier than when they were diagnosed.
well,
So,
I think I'm gonna go get my check then. I think I'm gonna go get checked because you know how my mother passed, right?
yeah.
So,
And I tell people, this is what I tell
Oh
people.
man.
I say, and people laugh when I say this, but Valentine's Day is coming up. Why not do a two for you and your man? Go get colonoscopies together. What's a
well, I'm
better way to say
single,
I
so I
love
guess
you?
I gotta do it by
Oh,
myself.
I can think of a lot of better ways to say I love you.
Or take
I
your best
know,
friend with you?
right?
I only got one
No,
bathroom in my
I'm
house.
saying that. Listen, I'm saying that because I heard what you said. I'm saying that because you are making sure that the other is being healthy and they're looking out for their health. So that's why I
I'm gonna
said,
get
what
me
better way
one.
to say I love you?
Ew,
Can I?
I was kind of scared though. I'm kind of scared. I'm not gonna lie because my
Why?
mother passed away. You know, colon cancer, and
Mm,
so I know
yeah.
she passed away when she was almost 63. And I know they say you should get
Mhm.
it like 5 years, but I'm gonna do it a little earlier. So I told
Yeah, go
myself
ahead and get it. Go ahead and
I'm gonna do it
schedule it.
this year. I'm gonna do it this year. I'm thinking about, let's see, what's this? February. I was thinking about doing it like the middle of March.
Melissa, no, but my sister was telling me about it and she sent me a video and I was
What the
like,
hell?
oh my God.
What?
Can I say a quick disclaimer?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
I know we're sitting there talking about colonoscopies and whatnot, and I'm making jokes of it and whatnot, but just my simple disclaimer. I have regular colonoscopies taken because I do
Okay.
have UC. So
Okay.
even
yeah,
though I'm making fun of it, I've been through colonoscopies several times. I get checked about every
I
three,
have
5
to.
years.
So
So
explain
Just
to me,
because
Curtis.
they're always finding scattered diverticuli. So
yeah. So I'm just saying. So
So
even though I'm
Curtis,
making fun of
for
it, don't think I'm just making fun of it just to make fun.
no, I
Trust me,
know
I've been
you're an
through it,
idiot.
and me and my doctor have a standing order as
well,
far
I'm
as
You
glad
hear
you
what I
mentioned
said?
that,
I know you're
Curtis.
an idiot. So hey,
Could you, Curtis? I never had it done before, and my mother died from colon cancer. So could you like kind of walk me through what they will do? Because I am a little nervous. I am a little nervous.
make
but
sure you get a upper and a lower.
yeah, because basically all they're going to do that it's a scan of your intestines, your intestinal tract,
Uh huh.
starting from your exit point to as far how I think I've done upper and lower. I'm not going to lie, I don't remember how far they go.
Uh
Most
huh.
of the time they do what's called twilight sleep,
Uh huh.
but because I'm a
They
man and
put me all the way out.
because I'm stereotypical, yeah,
What's
my doctor
twilight
puts me
sleep?
on.
Where you
Huh?
still kind of
What's
awake.
twilight sleep?
Yeah, mine's not twilight. Twilight's supposedly like Tara Diva said, when you kind of still awake. No.
Oh,
I told my doctor I don't need to remember none of it.
yeah. I
Hmm.
don't
And
want to know
if I
nothing.
remember any of
Yeah,
it, we're gonna have a problem.
I
I
So
have
want to be
awakened during a
knock me
colonoscopy.
the hell out. I want to be out.
I woke
well,
up. I lifted my head up. They was like, "Oh, she's awake," and I had been up before I lifted my head up.
nope,
They was
nope,
like, "Oh,
nope,
she's
nope.
up," and they hurried up and pushed some more medicine in that IV.
Melissa King
Yeah,
said
you're
I'll
right,
be
Melissa.
asleep.
Yep, you'll be asleep. But the thing is, what they like to do is put you at it's a delicate area where you're still responsive. So if they tell you to roll over, want to move you a certain way, you'll still do it. So you're asleep, but you're not quite asleep. It's like you're not quite to REM sleep, but you're sleep enough.
I don't want to be woke.
My doctor takes me a little bit deeper because I told him, I said, I don't want to remember it. I don't need to remember it. You know, y'all push me, pull me, do whatever you need to do. You know.
So have you ever been in the twilight at all? Like, no. Okay, so you
from the very beginning, I told my doctor, and they respect
I've had twilight before, but not for colonoscopy. I've had it for a different.
That's
procedure.
what I want to know, like what it feels like. If anybody knows what it feels like, or so
what,
basically,
twilight?
when you don't feel anything because I know they stick it like all the way up you and stuff.
If the doctor knows what he's doing, you're not going to feel it. The worst you feel is afterwards. You might feel a little bit bloated, but if your doctor knows what they're doing,
make you fart.
Ooh.
Yeah, but if your doctor knows what they're doing, I've never felt bloated. And like I said, I get mine done regularly.
I'm so nervous. Y'all just don't know how nervous I am.
I don't know why. Like I said, the worst part is the prep.
It's not more.
Baby wipes are your friend.
It's not more nervous of how I feel, but my mother died from it. You know, so
then that should scare you enough to want to do it.
That should be your motivation.
Okay, we see something. You know, it's like that's what I'm nervous. Like, oh my God.
It shouldn't be something scary. It should be your motivation to continue to make sure that you don't have it.
But the thing is, you want the doctor to see something or not to see something.
Right, Curtis.
Oh boy, she done made it over there.
Doctor to see something or not to see something. I already told Keisha when I go, bitch, you coming with me. I already told Keisha.
Ain't nothing she can do for you. Hey, Keisha. About time you got on here. Late ass.
Whatever.
Keisha, you got anything to say about what we talking about, Keisha?
Hey, Keisha.
Hope you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Fine, thank you.
Whatever.
Yeah, we was just talking about me being kind of nervous to go get my first one done because my mother passed from colon cancer. Yeah. And I had already talked to Keisha. I told Keisha because we real close. We're real close. And I told her that it ain't no if, I have to get it done.
Well, I say this: if you need support, I will go with you.
Y'all know be in the room with
you. If you need support, I'll make sure you drink all that solution. And once you start, I'm gone.
Cause that shit there, boy.
Yeah, that shit nasty.
It's real nasty, y'all.
And that's the worst part is the taste.
That's
the taste. It ain't necessarily that you drinking all of that gallon. It's the taste of it.
Oh,
that's
why you mix it with Sprite or
Sprite or 7-Up.
Yeah.
Now Melissa in the chat said, just make sure you complete the prep before the colonoscopy. I am a medical auditor and I see a lot of cases where the patient wasn't cleaned out and they can't complete it. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So I know somebody they make you drink. Is it like
I know somebody drank the whole gallon and still wasn't empty.
Really?
That's because they didn't listen.
Oh no, they listened.
So when you drink the gallon, are you not supposed to eat certain things while you're drinking it?
When you drink the gallon, you're on a clear liquid diet.
Oh.
No solid foods.
Oh, okay.
You can't have nothing red, purple, or
blue,
orange, or blue. But you can have Jello, you can have popsicles.
And the day before it's a clear liquid diet. Applesauce. That's where people mess up. The day before it's a clear liquid diet. That's where people mess up. Because they decide they're gonna have a steak or eat some stuff they ain't supposed to.
He said on the day they're supposed to do the liquid, they have a steak.
That's why I tell people the day before you go on the prep, you can eat up to 11:59:59. And then
my doctors put me on a liquid diet the day before.
And then I say the day you're supposed to start the prep, that's when you are completely on a clear liquid diet.
72 Heavenly said they heard about that solution. I heard about that solution too. Ain't it like orange or something? Ain't it like an orange color?
It's clear. It's clear.
Oh.
It's a big ass jug with powder in it, and you fill it with water, shake it up. Oh gosh, shake that shit up real good. Real good.
So
And like
said it's
Curtis
called
said,
Go. It's called Go Lightly. It's called. Oh, she said
go
it's called
lightly.
Go Lightly, and it cleans you. Oh wow.
Or you can drink a bottle, and I swear to you, the bottle you can go to Walmart right now and get it for $1.88. Magnesium citrate,
Whenever
because
I
that
just
man,
want to let loose on, let loose, I can
All
just
right,
go
you
buy
yeah,
think
me
you think it's a joke?
some. No, 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 I'm for
yeah,
real. Come on now.
no,
I
for
have
real.
It
You can
really.
clears
go
you
buy
out.
you a bottle of
There's
Max
times when
citrate.
there's
Put it
times when
this
I
way.
ask
You want to
people
lose a good
like,
5 to 7 pounds?
no, there's times
Drink
where
you
I
some
ask people
Max
like, what's a
citrate.
good remedy for like, some people take certain things every now and then to loosen, to flush,
Oh yeah.
to.
Cod liver oil. Get
I
you
don't know
some
about
cod
all that.
liver oil.
I
You
don't
you
know.
would lose a good 5 to 7 pounds
Really? See, I need to
at
take that like
least.
every week then.
Yep, yep.
Oh yeah.
Curtis,
You ain't going
Curtis,
nowhere.
don't get me started, Curtis.
What?
He said you ain't
I better
going
took
nowhere.
that shit like every week.
I'm
Okay.
for
Go
real.
ahead.
Or get you an enema.
Sure, Ben be losing 7 pounds a week.
It don't stay off.
Oh.
It just removes what should have been gone, should have been evacuated anyway.
Put it this
Oh,
way: if
72
somebody tells you you're
Heavenly.
full of shit, that's one way to make sure you're not.
72 Heavenly. She said, this is Lynette. My mom had it done quite a few times. Oh, hey, Lynette. Hey, boo.
Hey, Lynette. She trying to
Lynette
switch
who?
it up on us.
Why
We
you
ain't
ain't
doing the
jumping on the
man game
screen,
right now.
Lynette? Why ain't you jumping on the screen, Lynette? She
Hold
said,
on,
stay
Lynette
by
who?
the toilet. She said,
I'm telling you, baby wipes and preparation H is your best friend. I'm trying to told
Melissa
you.
said, this mag citrate definitely will move you.
I'm telling you that max citrate, and when you get it, I'm gonna tell you now, don't get the cherry, don't get that grape. That shit is nasty. Just get the lemon lime, because
So they give you an
then you can
option
drink
when I
it.
go to get my when I go to get the stuff, they give you an option. They ask you what kind you want before your
So okay, when you
procedure.
go to the pharmacy, because you can only get Go Lightly as a prescription.
Uh-huh.
That's the
Uh-huh.
prescription.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were to go get Max Citrate, hell, you can go to Walmart, Walgreens, anywhere. But the Max Citrate comes in different flavors.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is the better flavor is the lemon lime or whatever, because then hell, I done got to the point where I just chug it. But you can mix it with 7-Up or Sprite, or like Curtis said, with Gatorade,
Okay.
if you're just doing it at home. But the Go Lightly, they do now offer quote unquote flavor packets, but that shit just make it worse.
Oh, okay.
It just make it taste worse. So yeah, don't do that.
Well, when I do go in for my procedure, I'm gonna be calling you, I'm gonna be calling Keisha, I'm gonna be calling anybody off work who wanna because I heard that you gotta have somebody anyway to drive you home because you're under like
you're still under. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna need somebody to drive me home anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, so okay. All right. Now I wanna discuss
What world?
No, it's been all across the nation, all across the globe.
I don't even want to talk about her dumb ass.
I just want to know one question. Do y'all think it was for clout? Or do y'all think she honestly didn't realize what she was doing?
Okay, I'm gonna say this. She did it for clout.
But the girl with the Gorilla Glue spray that had to go through surgery to get that shit out of her hair.
She didn't have to go through surgery.
Yeah, she did.
Yes, she did.
She went through surgery today.
No, she didn't have to. There's ways you could get that shit out.
Yeah, she didn't have to, but she did.
Even the Gorilla Glue people could help her.
No.
There was a lady, I just watched it earlier. She did a TikTok video where she did the same thing that girl did. And she showed them how to get it out. And she sat there and so she put the Gorilla Glue on one side of her hair, and then she did that hairspray on the other.
Uh-huh.
And what she did, she used some goop, some goop gone or some shit like that
Uh-huh.
on both sides. And then you know what she used to wash that out?
Uh-huh.
Because see, when she did the Gorilla Glue, remember how the girl was talking about her hair was so hard and she couldn't move it and blah blah blah.
Right.
It didn't even. After an hour, the stuff was still white in this lady's hair.
Uh-huh.
So what did she use to keep her hair black? So the woman, she used that some kind of like goop gone. I know what she's talking about. It's in a yellow bottle.
Yeah,
And she
Goo
put
Gone.
that on her. Yeah. And put that on her hair. And then she used some kind of conditioner. Was able to comb through it. It was still a little gooky, but
Uh-huh.
you know, she was able to comb through it. And then she took some Joy dish detergent
Uh-huh.
and washed it all out of her hair.
Now, I know the lady who put the shit in her hair, somebody who was working on her hair did use that goop gone, didn't they?
No,
No, it's called, wasn't it
put
called
it up.
Gorilla something?
No. Somebody
That's
who
something different.
was trying to get the stuff out of their hair. I
Her
thought that was
sister,
called the goop gone.
but
That
she
they
was
had
talking about
tried
it
to make her
burns, it
hair.
burns, it burns.
I ain't watched it.
But
I just
see,
happened to see
and
the
you
video
know
of the
what?
doctor working on her head.
You know what? Another thing I think, Karma Diva, is maybe the person who did get the stuff out of their hair, maybe they did it immediately. This girl has this stuff in her head for weeks. And I think she had her hairstyle up there for weeks before she
But here's
even
my thing.
tried
I
to
know
take
she
the
did it for
glue out of
clout.
her hair.
I'm gonna tell you why I know she did it for clout.
Uh-huh.
Because she just started her and her sister just started some little TikTok video thing. They didn't have but like maybe 1,000 followers at the
But she
time.
got like almost 1 million followers on Instagram, so she's not new to social media.
Now she got it now. No, she ain't new to social media, but she didn't have the followers she got now.
But I'm saying
But
when I first went to
she,
her IG, she had the game, like the grip of followers already on IG. So that's why I said I didn't know for sure if it was for clout or not, because she already had hundreds of thousands of followers
she
on
did it for
IG.
clout because what adult with normal functioning neurons and brain cells would purposely put
Oh,
Gorilla Glue, industrial glue, in their fucking head on purpose?
Well, supposedly wasn't what she's supposed to use called Gorilla Grip or something? It was called
No,
Gorilla something.
it was
okay, what
called
it was?
Gorilla. The
No.
other thing
She
that she
had
used,
glue true or some shit,
No,
and
they
she
showed it on.
ran
They
out of
showed
it.
like
No.
Dr. Oz or
no,
something. It's called Gorilla something.
Listen. I'm gonna get to that. I'm working my way
Okay,
there.
get to it. Just
go ahead.
You shut the hell up so I can.
mute.
So it was, yeah, mute yourself. So she ran out of that. She put the Gorilla Glue in her hair, but everybody was saying, why didn't you use? No, they were saying, well, maybe she meant to use Gorilla Snot, which is a hair product. It's called
Right.
Gorilla Snot.
Right.
So, but she knew that she put Gorilla Glue because she put it up to the damn camera and told them what she put in her head. And now, I seen an interview she did. She was like, I wish I would have never posted that video. And I don't suggest anybody do it. But now you already got these little dumbass kids on TikTok doing the Gorilla Glue challenge. I'm seeing it. And then on top of that, you ain't feeling too bad because you ain't cut off the GoFundMe. You ain't cut that off.
She did
You
start a
went one of your
GoFundMe before her surgery. Yep.
yeah, and she was talking about she was asking for $1,500. The last I checked, she got 30,000.
Girl,
And it's
then
still
she
going.
said she was GoFundMe because she knew that she would lose all her hair to buy
And she
wigs.
needed them for
Who
wigs.
needs a
Yeah.
GoFundMe to buy wigs?
And why are people supporting that bullshit?
I ain't
And
supporting
then
it.
It's too many sketchy things. Like,
Oh.
she could have had that out of her hair. Okay, now here's something. Lovely T pointed this out. You done had this. Allegedly had this braid in your head for a month. Okay, we understand this is all slicked down, but the ponytail part, you, me, and any other black woman that done had a ponytail, pigtail, whatever, know that after a week, that ponytail gonna be a little fuzzy. But think back on that video. That shit looked like it was freshly braided.
It did. When she first came on, it did look like it was freshly braided.
Now you don't went you this has been in your head for almost a month now. You're saying you go to the ER, they tell you, well, we can take it out, but it's gonna take up to 20 hours. Why you get up and leave? But you still complain. Okay, first of all, why you didn't have them cut the ponytail off while you were in the ER? And why didn't you stay and let them work it out where they had medical stuff to treat you? Why didn't you stay?
I don't know, but they said that Beverly Hills, that black doctor, black surgeon, plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills, they said that he Michael Obang, that's his name, Michael Obang. They said that he offered free surgery to remove the glue and that the surgery went well.
Yeah, he flew her out
and
there,
that
put
she's
her
going
up
to
in
be
the hotel.
great, but I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence, and that's why I really didn't want to get into the whole story because everybody knows what really happened. But I just wanted to get an idea of how many people thought that she did it for clout, or she really thought that, or she knew that she ended up in the predicament that she was in. Because me personally, I've never used any Gorilla Glue, even the ones that is for hair that they call Gorilla. A lot of people think that she could even possibly win a lawsuit because of the fact that the glue says
hold on. We talking about lawsuits again?
But
frivolous ones at that.
But like, okay, she can, like, some people say she can have a lawsuit because the bottle doesn't say not to use on hair. It says not to use on skin, but then I'm thinking, what's under your freaking hair?
Your scalp, with your skin.
Your skin. So how the hell would you think that this would be okay?
Exactly.
If she wins a lawsuit,
she gonna sue.
That'd be just like the Hot Coffee McDonald's lawsuit. That'd be one of them epic lawsuits. Like,
you know what I found out about that? The lady was right to sue McDonald's, and I'm gonna tell you why.
We all make
fun of it. We all make fun of it, talking about, oh my God, you sued because you had hot coffee. Coffee is hot, but the coffee was hotter than it was supposed to be. It was like way hotter than it was supposed to be, and the lid was not secured onto the cup. So when she went to drink, it spilled down all into her thighs, and she had like second or third degree burns and had to have skin grafts and everything. So
I don't agree with that is because I worked at some restaurants and that coffee be hot as hell, whether you work there or whether you drive through the drive-through. That shit be hot as hell, period. It be hot as hell, period. You can drink from that shit. You can put your mouth on that shit right away. So that's why I said I don't agree with that. But it did send to McDonald's to be more careful with their other restaurants. Curtis said somebody
frivolous lawsuit.
Somebody try it.
Unnecessary.
Like her said, it's a frivolous. Somebody's going to try.
Exactly. That's my point.
And I didn't been to McDonald's. I don't know how many times, and I didn't bought coffee. As soon as I put that shit to my lips, I'm like, ooh, it's too hot. I sit that shit down in my little cup in the car. 5-10 minutes. So but you know what? Like I told Curtis earlier, somebody's gonna say the truth. Somebody's gonna try it. But you
I
know, it's
by her
she's
doing
gonna
that,
try it. Trust, she's gonna try it. She'll try to get that lawsuit, y'all. Watch,
but she was saying that she ain't even the one. She said she ain't even looked into suing. She said she
that's
don't know
what
where
she's
that woman
saying,
came from.
girl. That's what she's
That's what she
saying right
said in
now.
the. I'm just saying what she said in the interview. I watched it earlier,
My
but
words, y'all. We gonna come across this in probably a month. Mark my words. That bitch
my
is
thing is
gonna
this:
file a
I don't
lawsuit,
even. How
and
you
they
gonna
gonna have
sue
to put
somebody
on
else?
her
Listen, how you gonna sue somebody else for your stupidity?
because of the single fact it said do not put on hair, like Curtis was saying earlier. A loophole, and like everybody was saying, like Wendy Williams, everybody have been saying, like you says, don't put on skin, and most people common sense will be like, even if you got a fucking wig on your head, you ain't gonna put the shit on your wig because the shit gonna seep down into your motherfucking net underneath. It's gonna seep down to your real hair and seep down into your skin. It's like common fucking sense. If you
Well,
put
I
that shit
say
on
this.
your hair or on a weave or on a braid or something, it's going to get to your skin.
I
But
say
because they didn't
this,
put
and I'm
hair
not
on
trying to
there,
be mean. I'm not trying to be mean, but if she was that stupid to purposely spray this on her hair,
and don't forget the teacher, Eva. Don't forget
I
school
was just
teacher.
about to say, then I question every one of her thought processes, and I want her removed from my child
Oh, she's a school
because,
teacher?
yeah.
Thank, and that's the whole thing that people are talking shit about. You a whole ass motherfucking school teacher.
And people keep talking about this girl. This is a 40-year-old woman.
Old broad. She ain't no fucking. She. You might look at her. She's one of those Instagram models, those Instagram celebrities, because she got hundreds and thousands of subscribers. Like in her 20s, that bitch is older than all of us. She like our age. Okay, she up there, and a whole teacher at that. And that's why I'm
Hmm.
on the fence with. Did she do this shit on purpose?
I'm just saying, I question all her thought
I'm on
processes
the
after
fence.
this.
I'm on the fence.
Or maybe it was because she was sniffing too much glue. Hmm.
Curtis, you got anything to say on this topic?
I already said it.
I
I've
don't either.
literally seen somebody die from sniffing glue.
I would never.
No, I've used it, just not on my leg.
Okay.
I prefer rubber cement. That's just me.
Okay. So, as I was saying, I use it on my table and it works really well,
For your
but I
wig or
would
your
never
projects.
imagine using it on my hair, on my scalp, or on my
On a
skin.
body part, period. Fuck.
I just can't. I
Next,
don't
you're going
know.
to be using Elmer's for her eyelashes.
If she gets a lawsuit, this is going to take lawsuits to a whole nother level if she wins.
No, it ain't.
Well, hell, your
Yeah,
boy
it
Ernest
is.
who
It's
died.
gonna take lawsuits to a whole nother level because Gorilla Glue been around for how many years? They've been around for years, and then somebody all of a sudden, a whole fucking school teacher decides to put the shit on her weave.
I don't think she's a school teacher. She might be a paraprofessional or something.
I don't know what the
Because
fuck she is. They said she's a school teacher.
I
I
would
don't know.
hope that a school teacher would have more sense than that. Not
I would
disrespecting
too.
paraprofessionals,
I would
because
too.
I
I
was one
would
at one
hope
to
that
the,
she got
at
more
one
sense,
point in
but
time too.
no, Karma Diva. I don't know. I don't
This
know.
bitch is
That
a
it's
look.
just it's a hot ass mess. It's a hot ass
Look,
mess. And
no.
my
It
thing
ain't a hot
is,
ass mess. I'm about to put the benediction on this whole story. The bitch is a whole liar.
and
The
that's
end.
what man, I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, Karma Diva. I'm trying to.
No.
But I'm looking
Mm-mm.
at it like this. Like you a whole ass fucker. So if you're a real teacher, whether you preschool, kindergarten, or ninth grade, or you got some kind of smarts to you, you got some brains.
She's a
You should
scammer.
have some common fucking sense. You should have some common fucking sense. But then on the flip side, like I said, she already had hundreds of thousands of people on her Instagram. She ain't new to this social media. Now, some people who don't know her might think she's doing it because she's trying to get a social media following. She already had hundreds of thousands of people following her on IG.
Okay,
She was
I
a
got a
TikTok
question.
person.
Hold
But
on,
the
hold on.
fact
I got a
that
question. So the blue check mark is for Twitter and for IG, right?
no, the blue check mark is for people okay, let's say we the hood table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say another fucking person comes out and they hit the hood table. We would put all social media proof that we started that shit first. I would send them my Etsy or whatever. Would give us a check mark next to our shit, whether it's on Facebook, YouTube, IG, or Twitter, to let people know this is the legit.
Okay,
hood
well, here's
table.
my thing. After all of this broke, she ran, you in so much pain and discomfort and you so embarrassed. But one of your first moves before you went to the doctor was to run to Twitter to get verified.
Uh-huh.
She literally went and put the paperwork in to get verified and got her blue check mark.
And that's crazy because
Before,
it's not even that easily to get verified. The only way that you normally get verified is if you can prove that somebody else is trying to use your name.
well, I think they said she was able to do it because her following shot up so fast.
Yeah, or it probably could be that too. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but watch how fast they decline too.
Well,
When they find
I'm
out
gonna
all
admit, I didn't follow her. I didn't click on the follow button. I just went to her video to see what the fuck was going on after seeing it on social media day after day after day. But I'm looking at it like this: like, if you really did that for views, likes, followers, that was really, really dumb. Like, really dumb. But it's like only she really knows the truth. You know, we can speculate all day, but only she really knows the truth. If
she talking about,
she,
I was in a rush. I was in a rush to go, and I ran out of my regular hair stuff, and so I used that. And I'm like, who the hell keeps Gorilla Glue next to their hairspray?
right? I'm like, did you go out to the store and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna use this
This
gorilla"?
bitch went to the
That was
garage.
my question. Like, even if you ran out of your shit, you're not just gonna go to the store and be like, "Oh, let me get Gorilla Glue" out of all this other hair
That's a
product.
good substitute. Cause I'd have told her use that Optimum. Y'all remember that Optimum? That Optimum
Yeah,
used to hold
that
the
shit
shit
used
out
to
of
have
your
your hair like.
hair.
You know I ain't lying. That shit had your hair like for a whole week.
Mhm.
It be standing up
Mhm.
still in the same position.
Girl, they don't know what I know.
I don't know. I mean, she got the shit out of her hair. I honestly was hoping though that she got the shit out of her hair, that she wouldn't have no damage, to like the follicles, like your hair follicles and
I was more
stuff like
concerned
that.
about her scalp and
Yeah, your
her
nerves. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. That was what I was concerned. I didn't give a shit about her hair.
Right. I
That
didn't give
I
a shit about
didn't.
her hair, but I did feel sorry. I'm like, regardless if you did this shit on purpose or not, you can't but help to have at least a tiny little
Nope.
compassion. Like Kirby
Nope.
said, no.
Nope.
Y'all ain't gonna go from oh, she a 100% grown ass woman too. I feel
Go
a
ahead,
little sorry
Curtis.
for her.
Go ahead,
No.
Curtis.
Mm-mm.
I'm
No.
talking about the scalp because I'm thinking about the
No sympathy.
medical side of it. I ain't thinking about her vanity issues. That is,
Right.
I don't give a shit about that. I'm thinking about the medical aspect as far
Curtis said,
as
fuck that. He don't
the
give a fuck
tightening
about
of
the
no.
medical.
I'm talking about like the tightening of the scalp, the damage to the pores, the
Yeah,
sweat
because it was
glands, the
tightening up on
nerves,
her scalp. Like, it was like closing in on her shit. Like,
the
Have you ever
nerve
had super
damage.
glue or anything like that on your fingers? When you're doing a project?
Yeah.
You know what? Hell, I'm leaving
Mhm.
that shit on my fingers for a week.
Thank you.
No. No sympathy. Sorry. Mm-mm.
I wouldn't even put that shit in my. I don't give a damn. Like I said, even though that other hair product was called
But the
Gorilla,
thing is,
ain't no way I
fingers
would have put
is
that shit in my
different
hair.
from
Nope.
hair. Fingers
Nope.
is different from hair.
Nope.
But skin is under hair. That's what people keep not focusing on. The skin is our hair is so thin. Like if I lift this wig up in my hair, I got a perm and all kind of shit in the hair. So if I lift my wig up, I ain't ashamed. I got my hair wrapped up, you know. But it ain't like it like all over the place. It's all over the place and nappy and shit. It's great. But what I'm trying to say is I really fine hair. So if I put some fucking
So
glue
do I.
on my scalp, even if okay, let's say you a natural chick, you got thick, coily hair. I'm not gonna say nappy because I know natural people hate when you say hair nappy is natural. But even still, if you put that glue shit on your hair and smooth it out and put it in a pony, that's on your fucking skin. Didn't decipher that. That's why I said
You
I'm
get
kind of
what
on
you
the fence.
deserve.
I really believe that she was just like dumbfounded. I had you. I
Or
don't know
just
what she was
dumb.
really thinking.
She wasn't dumbfounded. She was just dumb.
Yep. I don't think she found shit.
I don't know, but like I said, I didn't really want to go into all of it because I know people been talking about from Wendy Williams to every TV show, website. They've been talking this shit. I just wanted to see who really thought that she was being honest about it was an accident or if she really was trying to just go viral or.
What about all of this bullshit with T.I., Tiny, and that Sabrina chick?
Oh my God. Chris, you got something to say on that before I go?
Who?
Did he say no?
I said
You said
who?
who?
You know,
Me?
T.I., Tiny,
Curtis.
and
I
that
mean,
Sabrina
Tiny
girl.
My thing
and
is
the
he
whole.
say I think they all just some nasty motherfuckers and somebody just decided to come out.
Yep.
They just nasty. That's all.
Yep.
But I heard the Sabrina girl is crazy as hell, and it did nothing even happen to her.
I heard they've been dealing with her for years.
Yep.
They have, but like she won't let shit go at all.
Well, maybe T.I. got the T.I.
The abuse that she talking about allegedly happened to Tiny, not her.
Okay, then again, is Tiny saying shit
picture
about
Tiny
it?
being abused though. I can picture Tiny being abused though. I ain't even gonna lie.
I can't tell you.
I could picture abusing Tiny.
Little
Oh, little lad.
Piggy. I can picture little Piggy. I can picture little Piggy being abused.
As long as she was cool with it, let it go. Shit.
But I'll say this: the one thing that I did hear that happened to Sabrina was that T.I. allegedly pulled a gun on her and pointed it at her head. Now I can believe that too.
Yep.
Because he seemed like that type.
Yep.
Okay.
But if you didn't press charges when it happened back in 2007 and you continue to hang around them and bring your children around them, what's the problem now, sis?
My thing with this with is I know how I feel about Kels, right? Now wait till that motherfucker public lady. But I feel like if you are underage, it's totally different from being if you are overage, not overage, but and you went through some shit. Like if you're going through some shit as an adult, you a whole motherfucker. You not 13, 14, 12, 11, unable to consent, not having full custody. But if you're a whole god doggone adult, like what they saying is that T.I. and Tiny was basically having this shit going on where it wasn't quite like Candy's dungeon. It was like people getting with
They
them,
was
hooking up with
recruiting
them, and
them.
they telling them in advance, this is what's gonna happen at our crib. We gonna get high, we gonna smoke, we gonna drink, we gonna have sex, we gonna have whoop whoop whoop. And if you want to be involved in that shit, then you gonna stay or you gonna go. So it was like as if they had gave them the opportunity to get the hell out of our crib right now because it's about to
And
go to the
they had the
next level.
opportunity, so why did they not leave?
And some people, and those people chose to stay. And my
I'm
thing is
staying.
though, I'm gonna let y'all know this, and then I'm gonna let
Did you
y'all
say you
clap back.
staying?
Fuck
Let me
yeah, I'm
just let
staying. I'm in.
let me just say this, and I'm gonna let y'all clap back. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let y'all clap back. Let's say I'm a celebrity and I got it going along like this. I want to screw everybody. I want to have sex. I want to have orgies. You know, whoop, 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 whoop. In my normal life, I wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying. I would definitely get people shit in handwriting. I would get people shit on video camera. I would get people sober, sane, all that shit, and them basically saying it's okay. These celebrities that keep doing all this shit keep getting caught, like Bill Cosby and him and Kels and all these other celebrities. Like y'all fucking celebrities, y'all know what y'all can lose. So
You
if
know
y'all
what I'm
plan
gonna
on
do?
having all this bullshit, these orgies and all this whoop 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 whoop, make them motherfuckers sign some consent papers. Make them go on video saying, I
Listen,
am coherent.
Hey, you
I
leave Bill
this is
am,
what
you
alone.
know
you
what I'm
do.
saying?
You gonna leave
I'm
Bill
gonna have
alone.
them
So
sign
that
an
you
NDA.
can
Look,
save
they gonna be on
yourself.
video. No. Listen,
So you can
they
save
gonna be
yourself
on
from
video
prison.
signing the NDA,
Y'all get off Bill.
holding their license up to the NDA at the same time.
I'm
I'm
just
be
saying
like, can you
that's
read this?
what I would do. It might work, it might not work. But if I'm a fucking pervert and I'm a celebrity and I have a lot to lose, and I know these bitches or these niggas want to fuck with me, and I just want to be like, well, I don't want them next year talking about I raped them. I want to
I'll
give
do.
me your consent. What's to happen is gonna happen. I agree to be filmed. I agree to be. I would at least do that. Because we are seeing too many celebrities from the white dude. What's his name?
Exactly.
What's his name? Carmodiva
Who?
Weinstein. I mean, and on
Weinstein.
down,
Oh, Harvey
and
Weinstein
on down, right,
or
and
Jeffrey
on down.
Epstein.
Like it really all this shit. Y'all want to claim that this shit is consensual, and y'all want to claim that y'all ain't rape nobody and all this kind of shit. Then why can't y'all get it on film? Why can't y'all get this shit some type of agreement? Why can't y'all produce nothing like that?
Is R. Kelly in jail?
Yes, he's still in
Yeah,
jail.
he's been in
That
jail.
motherfucker ain't getting out of jail anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
I couldn't
And
Mm-mm.
his lawyers tried to get him out when the Rona first hit. His lawyers tried to get him out saying, "Oh, there's a lot of people there. R. Kelly's sick
Well,
and
they
all
tried
this."
to get him. He got stabbed, and they
He
still
got
couldn't get him
stabbed in
out.
the whole night. Matter of fact, Bill Cosby, remember? He got beat up. He got pushed down the stairs with his cane,
Oh,
all
did
kind
he?
of shit, and he's still locked up. They ain't letting no motherfuckers out.
Oh, but did Bill see it coming?
Yeah, Bill didn't see it coming though, because you know he blind. You know he could see before he went to jail, but as soon as he got arrested, he
No, he
was
couldn't.
blind.
No, he
So
couldn't.
you know he got that
No.
blind, not blind syndrome. You know, I can see when I want to see
What?
syndrome. You know,
I told you that. Remember when this shit first happened? I said, now how is it that he was seeing his ass off, he was grabbing ass and everything else, and then when they started throwing them indictments down, oh hold on, I need a
he could see
CNI
shit.
person. He needed a CNI person. He didn't even have a cane. He had a CNI person.
Exactly. He ain't never had a motherfucking cane until he got arrested.
Hey, y'all gonna leave Bill alone?
I let
Bill
now
should have
see
left them
Curtis.
passed out bitches alone.
Do
That's
you
what
know
should have
Curtis?
happened.
Do you know how
You know
hard it
what?
is for me,
He
Curtis?
was messing with them
Sometimes.
before they was passed out. They wasn't passed out when it started. And
But
his fault they
Curtis, do
fell
you know
asleep.
how hard it is for me? And I know people might judge me on this, but do
I
you know
do.
how hard it is for me sometimes to want to listen to Kels, and I
I
just
do.
can't do
You
it
don't?
because I just feel like this feeling just goes through me like this disgusting
I say
this
this.
I'm sorry.
feeling like even when I hear like simple songs like "Step in the Name of Love," I just
You know what? I heard what Michael Vick's people and Michael Vick did to pit bulls, and I still bought one. Ain't gonna stop me. Just because somebody else fucks up shit don't mean I'm gonna fuck it up.
And that's the difference. I'm not all in no Michael Vick. You know, so I guess it depends on what you into. Like some people might not be a Kels fan. They might not even be in the R&B, but they might be in the football and Michael Vick.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me I can't listen to my damn Love Letter album by R. Kelly.
And see,
I would never. This is my album. This is my car or house. This is my electricity or gas.
Karma Diva, and I would never judge you. Karma Diva, tell them what happened when I came over your house and I had sat on your porch. You was playing all that bullshit.
It wasn't just him. First of all, it was a mix.
It was a lot of him, though. It was a lot of him, though.
It probably was. She was like, "Oh, you listening to the pervert?"
But I didn't leave,
and that's exactly what I said. I said,
I didn't tell her to turn her shit off. I didn't tell her to turn her music off. I didn't leave.
I wish you would at least wait till I'm present so I can laugh. Because I know her reaction.
I was just sitting there like, I said, "Oh, you listen to that shit?" I said, "I can't listen to him." You know, whatever. But it was a mix music thing. So it wasn't just Kels. It was a whole bunch of people. But when I first heard the song, I said, "Oh shit, you still listen to him?"
Look, I laughed, but I did offer to change it, and she said no.
And she did. And Curtis, that's honest to God truth, and everybody who's watching, she did offer to change it. She said, "I can change the music from Kels to something else." I said, "No, I'm at your crib. This is your house." And on top of that, above all that, that's my homegirl and that's my friend. So I'm not gonna come over her house and be like, "Turn that shit off." I'm not gonna do that. But I did make a jokey joke, and I was like, I don't know what I said, Karma Diva. I said something like,
I don't know.
"Oh,
you
listen
talking
to
shit,
that?"
And I wasn't paying no attention.
Yeah, I said something like, "Oh, you listen to that shit? I can't listen to him." I said something like that. But no, I would never go over nobody's house and say, "Turn that shit off." I sat on Karma Diva porch. We was kicking it. It was like summertime. We was kicking it. We was drinking. We was kicking it for like 3-4 hours. Yeah, for like 3-4 hours, and she was playing a mix CD, and R. Kelly came up like every maybe 8th, 9th song or something like that. And I was like,
but wait a minute, she come over here complaining. It was hot.
It was hot as fuck.
She told me,
that's the only thing. That's the only thing I really complain about.
So I bought a fan out on the pool.
Even though I'm not an R. Kelly fan like I used to be, even though I'm not really into his shit like I used to be, the main thing I complained about was it was hot as fuck that day.
It was she hadn't even made it to the porch. She was so damn hot. Oh shit.
But I just say that to say, if anybody out there still listening to Kels, I like a lot of people know Peach is my bestie. She love her some Kels. She has got somewhere to the place where she's like, I don't really know about him. I don't, but it's like, if you want to listen to him, listen to him. I can't control your music. It's like Michael Jackson. A lot of people is like, "Oh, he's a predator." And some people stop listening to him. Some people continue to listen to him. I can't tell you, "Oh, turn that shit off. I don't want to hear that shit." This in your house. I can only control what goes on in my house. And if you come over my house,
there's so many people that complain about R. Kelly, but you listen to all of these drug dealing rappers who basically they killing your community, so they killers too. So they drug dealers and they killers. You're still listening to them. Where'd I go? I'm all alone now. I'm all alone.
There's nobody. I backed out because the screen was a little fuzzy. My bad.
So you backed out and kicked everybody out.
I'm sorry. I backed out.
You kicked me out before you backed out.
I didn't kick you out.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed he was gone, and then you.
I promise I didn't. Mm-hmm. I promise I didn't. I promise I did not kick you out. You just went away. I thought you left. I honestly thought you left because I didn't kick you out. You out. But then you left, and then like minutes later, my picture was like blurry. So that's when I left and came back.
Damn right. Your picture gonna go blurry anytime I leave. This is my shit.
No, for real, Curtis.
Ain't got nothing.
No, for real, Curtis and Karma Diva, I'm like, when it comes to R. Kelly, I was at Karma Diva house, and that's my homegirl. I love her to death, and I will fight a bitch behind her. But when I was at her house, when she was playing it, it was like, oh, you like R. Kelly, but I still sat there. I was grooving. We was chilling. We was talking. It was nothing like that. Now, if you come over my house, you probably won't hear no R. Kelly. But see, when I'm on somebody else's turf, I'm not gonna tell them I don't want to hear that shit. He's a motherfucking child predator. I'm not gonna do that because that's your shit. And that's how I was at Karma Diva house. I was like, oh, you still like R. Kelly? And that was like the extent of it. And then we just went on to
whatever the hell we were talking about.
Whatever we was talking. We were sitting on the porch kicking it. Shit.
We sat out there
for the summertime. I can't wait till the summertime because I'm about to come crash your porch again in the summertime.
Hey, come on. I'm trying to get me a porch glider, one of them little porch swings.
Girl,
I'm trying to get me one of them.
You already know Karma Diva. I don't know if Curtis or anybody else know, but most of my friends know. In the summertime, I prefer to be outside at nighttime. And I prefer to not be at my house.
I'll be on my porch. Because my kids I call all the little kids out here my kids. They be out here. My kids be out here. And then when I send them in the house, then I just sit out there and I might have me a drink, or hell, I might just have me a pop and my cigarettes and my phone, and I'm just chilling and looking at the neighborhood.
In the summertime.
There's times I come outside, it be 3, 4 in the morning. People never know when I'm gonna come out. I'm that neighborhood watch.
In the summertime, I don't like to be at home. I mean, if Curtis, if Keisha, if anybody said, "What you doing?" Hey, why you want me to come over? In the summertime, I have my chair permanently in the back of my truck. I have a bleachers chair, and I have my my lawn chair, and I'll be already like in the summertime. The thing about summer that I love, living in the Midwest, living in Omaha, Nebraska, is summertime is very limited for us. It's like, it's not a normal summer because you never know how long the spring gonna last. You never know how long fall is gonna last.
The thing about it with us, we really only get 2 seasons.
Exactly.
We get winter and we get summer. Think about it. Winter, you may get 3 weeks of spring, and then it's gonna be hot than a motherfucker. And then you may get about 3 weeks of fall, and then it's gonna be cold than a motherfucker.
Yep, and that's exactly why I take advantage of summer. If somebody tell me they got something going on, I swear to God, I'm jumping in my truck. Where y'all at? I got my chair.
I don't do nothing, but we do a lot of grilling. We always grilling.
Hey, Diva, you said you wanted a glider swing. How big is your porch? Or how much room do you
have? What? A glider swing? What? Oh shit!
I just said she wanted a swing or some kind of swing.
Yeah, the porch glider. It's not very big. It's about maybe, I say, 7 feet long and maybe 4 feet in width.
I already told Curtis he needs to have something this summer. I already told Curtis.
I said if I buy one and it don't fit on the actual porch, there's an area in front of my porch that I can set it at.
Well, I got a couple canopy swings at my mom's. I'm trying to get rid of. They're still in the box and everything.
For real?
It's just like 2 or 3 people.
How much?
$100.
Really?
I think they retail for like 200 or 300.
I'll buy one.
Okay, we can talk later. But you just mentioned that's the only reason I thought about it.
I don't even have 2 trees, but I will put something.
No, this is a metal.
No, you got a canopy over it. You got
with a canopy over top of it. Okay. Yeah, this isn't like something you got to attach to a tree. No.
Now, will you deliver and set up, or will somebody deliver and set up? No.
I might be able to arrange delivery, but no. For $100, oh no, I ain't setting up. Because I set up one before when my sister had one. Nope. Mm-mm.
You know I'll pay the extra. Curtis, come on now.
You ain't paying me
I
the
got
extra.
an 18-year-old.
I might be able to find you somebody, but I'm not doing it.
I'm calling your daddy.
I don't care. Call him.
I'm
Tell him I
calling
said
your
hello.
daddy.
I was gonna
Tell
say,
him I
call
said
my
happy
son,
Valentine's
give
Day
my
while
son
you
a
at it.
couple
I'm gonna
dollars.
tell your daddy. I'm like, daddy.
That didn't
Whatever.
sound right.
Curtis, because his daddy likes me. Not in that type of way. Not,
You
you
couldn't
know.
be stepmama?
No, not in
She
that
can be
type.
whatever she want to be. Ain't my stepmama.
No, I'm not even trying to put that out there. Not in that type of way.
I don't call his current wife my stepmother. I don't call my other dad's wife
What
my
you
stepmother.
talking about 402 revenue?
His dad calls me Tanya Sue.
Will you read what 402 revenue done wrote?
Hold on, revenue up in here.
He done lost his mind.
Oh, you know what, 402 revenue? Don't even let me get started on your ass. And it would be very personal.
Script.
So I'm gonna leave my comment. I'm not even gonna say my comment on air.
Say it.
Nope,
Say it.
I'm not even gonna say my comment on air.
Well, me and him good, because when I talked about him the other day, he did call me. So
nah, I'm not even gonna say my comment on air, and he know what I'm talking about too. All I have to say is let me say this 402 revenue. Let me say let me say conversation with my godmom, and that's all I'm gonna say.
I got a question for you, for the group.
That's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead, Curtis.
Y'all seen this movie Harriet?
Harriet?
Yeah.
By Harriet Tubman? Yeah.
I got it. Yeah.
Is it me, or did you think she was a track star, like an Ethiopian before their times? Because she was doing a lot of running.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but it wasn't called
running for freedom.
It was called something else.
It's called
She's
Harriet.
running for her life.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sitting here watching it now. But
what channel was it on?
Every time, this is on Stars, I think. Every time I look up, though, they running. I've seen this movie I don't know how many times.
Maybe I did.
I've only watched it once, but she running for her life. I mean, they literally got rabid dogs after her.
I know, but the scene I just saw was she dropped a bag. She dropped a bag of shoes down. They put their shoes on, and all of a sudden, everybody just started running.
I remember, Curtis. I saw that. I just thought it was called something. I didn't think it was okay. I did see that like a month or so ago. But you know what, Curtis?
No, before the live started, I was watching the Wendy Williams movie.
About that Harriet movie. I mean, it's some people in our past that you just gotta give it up to, and that goddamn Harriet. They showed how she went to the motherfucking, where was she at, in Pennsylvania or somewhere? She was sitting down and she was telling them what the fuck she gonna do and not gonna do.
Oh yeah.
And they talking about you ain't gonna be up here living with us if you gonna be, causing all these issues. And she talking about that's my family, that's my people's back there, and I'm gonna see Harriet Tubman. That's my bitch. Okay.
Hold on. But what about the tracker, the young tracker that got kicked out from the trackers? Why he look like a young Michael Jackson?
He did. He did. I can't even lie and say I didn't get that kind of vibe.
I like this movie though.
He did, but I love and a lot of people. Man, I've been saying this for a long time, but a lot of people don't like.
She said that. That's what I thought, but I'm staying out of it.
Like a lot of people don't like slavery
movies.
They don't like slavery movies. They don't like.
What's that one slavery movie, y'all? You know the one with the ship, the Arma. What was it called? The
Amistad.
I have never watched that movie.
Like Ruthless. They don't like Amistad. They don't like none of that shit.
Hold on. What about the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman?
Right.
That's one that I love.
She was too ugly in that picture. I'm sorry.
I have always been.
She was.
Ever since I was little, I have always been one of those people who liked the slavery, the throwback, the struggle movies. I have always been one of those people who like those type of movies, but there are black people who can't stand. It don't matter if it's a different Okay, what's the one that's about to come out? The one with the dude from Get Out.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Malcolm.
can't wait.
You know?
It's called
Messiah. And,
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Judas, and I
I
cannot
started
wait.
watching that today.
I cannot
You
wait to
said
see that.
what?
But
I
some
started
people
watching that today.
understand.
What
Some people
channel can I get that on?
to watch those type of movies that deal with shit that
HBO
happened
Max.
back in the day.
Is it on? Oh, you said it's on HBO. Then that mean I
HBO
gotta
Max in
find it.
theater.
Hell, for real though, as far as that dude, what y'all say his name was?
Michael Jackson.
Lakeith,
No, the dude from
Lakeith Stanfield and Daniel Kaluuya.
yes. He
I
is an
cannot wait to
excellent.
see that
He is an
from my
excellent
Fred Hammond. I mean, no,
actor.
that wasn't his name. Yes, it was. Fred Hammond, the chairman of
Oh
the board.
God, I cannot wait to see
Like I said,
that.
I started watching it today, and so far I like it. I'm at least halfway
It
through.
looks like a good
You watched
movie.
it today?
Yeah, we just established that it's on HBO Max or in theaters.
Hold on. Let me see. I think I might got HBO.
What, you don't believe me? You think I'm
Cam,
gonna
put
lie
that
to you?
red cup away.
I think I might got HBO Max. I think I might.
I might sign up for a 7-day trial.
Man,
I think it might be on my Hulu.
I'm gonna get it through Amazon.
Yeah, I think it might be through my Hulu. Ooh, let me see. Let me see if it's through my Hulu.
that was uncalled for. So uncalled for.
I'm thinking about getting that.
Let me see. Hulu.
Damn, my mind just said whoop.
What's the name of the movie again, y'all?
Harriet.
Judas.
No, Judas. Okay, Judas.
I can't stand you.
Oh, Judas and the Messiah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they don't have it as Black Messiah anymore. It's just the Messiah.
I don't know.
Oh, I'm just asking. Dang.
I think
Don't
there's
make
a
me
color in
come
there
up
too.
with
It's probably the Black Messiah. Ooh, they beat her ass.
Judas
Sorry.
and the Messiah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I would have finished watching that, but I can't be distracted. I tried to do that earlier. I was trying to do something and watch that movie, and I had to just put down whatever I was doing and watch it.
I'm looking at
Right. That was, like I said, I was watching the Wendy Williams movie, and I had to pause it when I came on live.
Why? Were they talking about her sex change, or what part were they at?
They was talking about her coke habit. That coca.
And they took her Adam's apple out?
And the sad part, the chick they got playing her, man, I don't know where they getting these broads.
Yeah, maybe I'm
But
on
man,
Max on Hulu, and I don't see Judas, so maybe I need to. I don't know.
now see, there's a HBO on here, but it don't say HBO Max.
Yeah, mine is HBO Max, and I don't see Judas on here.
You might say HBO Now, but I think it's HBO Max.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And it's crazy, like with
Well,
these.
there's Idlewild.
With these cable companies, it's like a lot of people who don't want to take, advantage of the cable anymore. They be taking advantage of all the different HBO Showtimes, all the different little Hulus and all that different shit. But sometimes you just don't get everything.
Now, see, because HBO got a lot of stuff on here. If I can get that movie on here too, then I'll get HBO.
Yeah.
The one we was just talking about.
It's on HBO Max. I'm telling you, I was watching it.
But I'm looking at
I know.
HBO
I'm
Max,
saying it don't have HBO Max. It just has HBO. The one I'm looking at right here.
And I'm looking at HBO Max right now.
Are you looking on your TV, your phone, or what?
I'm looking on my TV.
I'll share the screen with you. Hold on.
So you know what? I had to wait. Do you have a Roku? What kind of TV you have?
My TV is a Google, but the one in the living room is a Roku.
Oh Lord, who is this? Wallace and Wallace. Somebody named Wallace and Wallace is trying to jump in. Let me pull up my safety
Naked
screen
cowboy.
because
Oh boy.
we've been getting porn bombed the last few shows. So let me pull up my safety screen to make sure ain't
Naked
nobody trying
cowboy.
to come over here with some bullshit. Okay, here we go. Hello, hey, what's up?
Hey, what what it do, fam? What's good? You're 4-2.
I'm sorry, who are you?
402. 402.
402?
402 revenue.
This 402 revenue?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your real name? What's the letter start with your real name?
Come on. I'm about to tell you about. No, for real. It's me, Tanya.
I'm just saying
Like,
I can't really catch your voice.
N S.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
I'm just trying to make sure because I'm telling you, over the last few weeks, we done been bombed with people stripping, going across our screen, butt naked. Like,
Right.
And that was just Tanya.
it was not me.
Hey,
I promise. I ain't stripping for nobody.
Hey, yo. I'm on here to clear up the confusion.
But
This
why
what
you change your name though, Wallace and Wallace?
Cause just I had a different account because I signed up for some products, and so they always send a spam mail and junk mail. So I had to create a new email account just for that.
Okay.
So that
Okay.
yeah, no. But what
Okay.
happened was when Obama was here on his farewell tour, 2016. I was with said name person, her daughter,
Right.
and I was sitting
Right.
with their family. And
Right.
so, we're just chopping up, having a conversation, and some names came up. What about this? Well, what about this? And I said no. I was like, well, no. And then said name person was like, well, why not? And I said, well, basically, uh, I would be in the beginners one-on-one class, and Tanya would be like the instructor. And so
Uh-huh.
what I meant by that was, you know, you based off of what was discussed in the other groups and stuff,
Experience.
you know,
Experience, right?
right, yeah, you know what I'm saying, and that's what I said, that's what I meant. Somehow between daughter and mother and whoever else, I think it came across as me trying to say that you was a garden tool, and I never said that. I never meant that. I never
Mhm.
implied that.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, so then I had to like, I think I called, I text you, then I had to call you.
Mhm.
I had to start mansplaining myself, and
Yeah.
and then I had to do all that, and then I saw the mom at a different location at a concert, chopped it up with her about it, and everything was cool. So as far as I know,
Yeah.
all is well. I mean, all has been accounted for.
And
All is not well, but she's bringing it up again.
I just get a kick out of, and I'm glad you came up here to explain for the peoples, but I just had got a kick out of because it was just so funny that people was like, I'm gonna talk to you about this chick and see what you think about this chick without me even knowing about it, and then Wallace, I ain't gonna give his real name because he's Wallace right now, but I consider him a good friend, like honestly a really good friend. I really do. And when that shit happened, I was like, well, damn, what it kind of made me feel some type of way at first. I ain't gonna lie, it made me kind of feel some way at first because I'm like, damn, I ain't no hoe, I ain't nothing like that. Like, why would somebody be like, I ain't messing with her? But then I got it when he was like experienced, because if somebody isn't that experienced and they know that somebody else is experienced, it kind of made sense to me, in the end. But at first, I ain't gonna lie, it was just funny. It was just funny, and I was like, "What the hell? What y'all talking about? What the fuck? That? Oh, okay." But yeah,
Baby shark do 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 do. Baby shark do do
yeah,
do
because
do
I'm
do
like, "What y'all
do.
talking about? I'm a Christian. What y'all talking about?
Baby
I don't."
Christians, some of the biggest sinners there are.
And you ain't lying, Curtis, and you ain't.
Sorry.
Mhm. Yes, yes, they are.
Like Wallace, I don't feel some type of way. I just thought it was just really funny. I just thought it was really funny when people was coming to me talking about um yeah, and he said, no, I can't get with her because she's kind of like it was kind of like a hookup thing. Like, some friends just want trying to hook you up with somebody and you don't know nothing about it, and some people just trying to hook you up. So that's what had happened.
Crush Groove. Crush Groove.
Wallace,
Moving.
what you been up to?
I've been on a hiatus since
Well,
I
I
came out.
know we ain't seen you in a minute.
Right. Well, I had a but I was in the hospital for a minute, so thank God that I'm still
Praise
alive.
God.
I lost about, well, I came out 250. I'm down
Hold
to
on, hold on.
about,
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry, Wallace. Somebody's playing some background TV. Can you please
Really?
mute yourself?
Really?
Thank you. I don't know who it is, but
I
thank
can't
you.
turn my TV down anymore. Actually, you know what? I'm out. I'm going to bed. I'm gonna watch my show and take my ass to sleep.
Okay.
Good night, Curtis.
Y'all have a good night.
All right. Good night. Okay,
okay,
Wallace. Go ahead.
yeah. So I lost over almost 35, almost 40 pounds.
Mhm.
I had, switched my diet up and stuff, and basically, like, my life, I'm headed in a different direction to where I was before the hospital, and
Mhm.
so that's why I don't know what's going on in current events. I'm way behind on that, and I had to make some life changing decisions, just to sustain myself.
Well, I'm not gonna lie that we ain't been missing you now because I mean, for a while, a lot of people was like, "Where's 402? Where's 402? Why he ain't been in the chat? Where he at?" People who don't even know like the real you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like who's really behind the 402 revenue?
The
Like,
man behind the curtain.
yeah, the man behind the curtain. And I can't really say much. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
right. Yeah. Yeah, well, I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you ain't got to draw my bathwater or nothing like that. But, if you want to come, anybody want to come through? Anybody?
Hold up, 402 revenue. Do I need to come over and draw your bath water, baby?
No, no, no.
Oh my. I think that's my cue to leave.
Oh shoot! Do I need to put some vanilla in the bath water?
That's what
Nah,
you was doing.
nah. Just bring a Bible and some bottle of water, and
He
we'll
said a bottle of water. Okay.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
overall,
All
you're
right.
doing
Hey,
Huh?
you guys. I have to go, but I will talk to y'all later. I love you both.
We love you too.
Okay,
Y'all
okay.
have a good evening.
We love
And
you.
we'll get together, Tanya, and talk about this situation with the school.
Okay, yeah. Let me know. Keep me informed.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Wallace. It's just me and you. Now, what was you saying?
Oh,
You
no,
said
I'm
about
just saying.
something water or so. You said something.
Oh no, I'm just saying. Anybody want to come through, man? What I'm saying, just hit me up so that I'm here. 'Cause I'm not here a lot. I'm, just back and forth. Community service, stuff like that,
Yeah.
volunteering and stuff. Just hit me up, slide through or whatever. You know what I mean? And
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what's up. Well, I know Karma D was on here. I don't know how long you've been on the live tonight, but I don't know if you heard about the thing that's going on with the high school kids, like the seniors.
No.
But evidently, OPS, all the kids who was doing virtual school, like, from computer virtual school, are not allowed to attend prom. So that was one of the main things that we were speaking about tonight. Karma Diva brought that to our attention. And a lot of us spoke about how we felt about it, if we agreed with it, if we didn't agree with it. But basically, what it came down to is Karma Diva is going to try to get with people who can possibly find a location for kids who was doing the virtual online schooling to go to have their prom. And I agreed. I told Karma Diva on here tonight that I will, as a personal custom cake decorator, I will donate desserts, whether it's cakes, cupcakes, treats, or whatever, if they find a location for the people who are not going to school, the people who are doing virtual. So, how do you feel about that?
Right now, that to me, that's like not turning in homework because you wanted to watch uh, the whatever the season ending episode on TV. I mean, I think at this point in time, I think health is important. Life, health, and education for which these kids are in school for, that takes precedence over some social activity. And I
Mm-hmm.
and really, I'm saying that maybe that's not fair for me to say that because I'm coming from I'm coming from the angle of sort of like a hater because I didn't go to prom. Girl, there wasn't no girls that liked me, so I couldn't go anyway. So you know, like I don't care. Like I ain't go, so I don't care about anybody else. Like I mean, like seriously, that's immature. But no, but with all that being said, let's look at what's going on. Like the fact that they're doing the distant learning at home and with computers and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
why risk catching
We can't hear you. Try to back out and try to come back in because we can't hear you at all. It's kind of like just it's kind of messed up. So try to back out and then come back in.
all jokes aside, it's a safety issue, and I stand with whoever decided to not let it happen because there would have to be so many security measures placed in there. It may not even be worth going when you'd have to stand 6 feet apart from the person that you came there to dance with, and you gotta have one mask. I don't know. I've never gone to a prom. I'm just assuming, but right now there's more important issues like education, graduation, getting your credits um, in lines, lockstep, so you can go whether you're going to trade schools or military or workforce or college or whatever. So and then the fact that people are dying and not making it out safely from epic medical epidemic. You ain't gonna come to school, but you gonna show up to the school dance. So I agree. Actually, I think that they shouldn't have any prom. Now if the community wants to get together and they want to have some type of private venue somewhere, that's fine. But I think I agree with what they did, but I would take it a step further, and I wish OPS would just say we're not doing any prom. Just
Mhm.
no
Mhm.
prom. Just you know,
Well, no other school district, as far as I know, don't quote me on this, but as far as I know from talking with people tonight, no other school district has actually mentioned anything about prom yet. But I am one of those people who have stated that I think it's wrong I mean, for you keeping your child home because you think you want to keep them safer, and then they have this one particular event, and they tell you that your child cannot attend just because of the fact that they want us to stay home and be safe. I do think that's wrong, and a lot of people do think that is wrong. So I don't know what's going to happen. I mean, and if you are a school district that says the children who were not part of the children who were in class, like actually in the building, cannot participate in prom, we have a problem with that. We do have a problem with that. Everybody doesn't, but a lot of us have a problem with that. And they need to figure out how to correct that before prom. That's all I have to say. Wallace, anything else you have to say?
Not at this time. Thank you for having me on the show, Tanya.
You're welcome. You know I love you, and I appreciate every time you come on the show.
Most definitely.
Well, thank
Most
you for
definitely.
tuning
One love.
in. Thank you for coming on the show. You know, I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who came on the show tonight, from Karma Diva to Curtis to everybody who came on the show tonight. I do appreciate you, and I thank everybody for their input on the topics that we discussed tonight. And, you know, we'll keep you updated, you know, on what is going to happen, whether it's with our community, you know, right here in Omaha, Nebraska, or anything else we discuss. We'll keep you posted and let you know what's going on. All right. So everybody, make sure you like the video, share the video, subscribe to the Hood Table if you're not already subscribed. Stay safe, be blessed, and always remain vigilant and keep it hood. Bye.